Alright, think that means we're live. Hey friends, Fuuya here once again. Welcome back to episode or stream number 13 of our Old School RuneScape Ironman playthrough. Been an interesting few days, I tell ya, but I am here and ready to go. Hopefully we won't have too many issues. I don't know what's going on, just a little bit of pain, abdominal pain, just like when I take a deep breath or something. Not sure what's causing it, but I'm hoping it's going to go away. Anyway, though, our plan for today, we're going to be doing a number of quests, including, as the stream title kind of gives away, Elemental Workshop. We're going to search this random bookcase, which I'm sure everybody would think to do at first. Find a battered book. Oh, but I think I actually need a knife. You can read it first, though. Put that off for a second. In the pages of this book, you will find the very secret to working the very elements themselves. Early in the 5th Age, a new ore was discovered. This ore had a unique property of absorbing, transforming, or focusing elemental energy. A workshop was erected close by to work this new material. The workshop was set up for artisans and inventors to be able to come and create devices made from the unique ore found only in the village of the Seers. After some time of successful industry, the true power of this ore became apparent, as greater and more powerful weapons were created. Realizing the threat this posed, the Magi of the time closed down the workshop and bound it under lock and key, also destroying all knowledge of manufacturing processes. Yet, this book remains, and you may still find a way to enter the workshop within this letter-bound volume. Let's just put that back up now. So we need a lot of different things. We need a knife. I'm going to sneeze. I don't know why I'm starting to sneeze as soon as I start this session. That's odd. And 5. Not 5, 4, but working with it. Okay, we need a needle, which I know I have a needle. When you have a needle, you need red. We need a hammer, which that's easy to grab. And you need 1 leather. Ooh, I knew I'd have come in handy to have some leather in the bank. Alright, let's get rolling. So we need to use the knife on the book. Hint was within the letter-bound volume. Use that key on the wall, and we're in. Okay, so now to explore this area thoroughly to find out what forgotten secrets it contains. First, we need to go into the water room, and hopefully not be attacked by water elementals. I don't think we will be. I think they're non-violent unless you're hostile to them. Miraculously, everything still works down here, so we're just going to start it all back up. Nothing bad can happen from that. Now, you notice I'm in some fighting gear, because I'm going to have to fight a few things for this quest. Well, one particularly. There we go. Now, in terms of off-stream stuff, I didn't really do too much in fire making. I've been focusing my efforts on getting my characters leveled up in Path of Exile, and finally, as of last night, got second one through Katava. It's a decent amount of agility grinding. Not a ton, but it does take a little bit of extra time. So now we're at 62. So almost our goal of 70 or 72 probably. Gotta fix the bellows. Good. Oh, I got leather. Sure, I'll search for more. Oh, I had to go find the leather, but regardless, I did. There we go. Pumping air in the bellows. Alright, stop running now. Now, this one is a little bit interesting. So the stone bowl. We're gonna get some magma. Lava. I think that would have overflowed a long time ago. But lava in there. Okay, we did it. Now we get to go fight Well, you get to mine a rock to fight an enemy. Secret, we definitely don't know what's happening here. Any of these quote-unquote elemental rocks. You're off us. You shall kill him. I should work on my blocking, actually. Sadly, maybe I should be better put on my wheeled rune pickaxe. I'll just use my scimitar I got it on. I'll have to think about that for once I actually start fighting things for real. Elemental ore. We do not need the rock. Now we notice that we are brought our 4 coal because we're smart. I get to use the ore on the furnace. Furnace, not the fire elemental. Thank you, Fuuya. Go. Now what do we do with our metal? Of course, we hammer it. Ta-da! We get a crap ton of experience. Neat. Neat. Alright, and where's our ladder? How do we get out of here? Wait, nope, nope, hold on. Right there. Staircase, not ladder. Oh, that was the Elemental Workshop. Number 1. Number 2, we actually need to find a special book somewhere else, so we'll come back to that. Now, the Elemental Shield is okay. It's good for mages, so I'll be using that for magic from now on. At least until I get to 50 and I can use my tome. But solid nonetheless, so I'll drop you off here. Drop, drop. Don't need that. Don't need that. Can drop that. Got my ladder back. I don't know if I need the bowl anymore. I'm going to put all this right in here. I always usually have a quest tab for quest items and stuff. This is all going to be for coming up very soon, in fact. Withdraw, 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 and withdraw. I can put all of my equipment back in here. Placeholder, placeholder. Cool. Just as fast as, unless I have to screw that up. Just as fast to do it while in the bank instead of otherwise. Okay, cool. So, last thing we're going to do, we're going to Lumbridge, so you know the drill. 30 more runes. Yes, please. Thank you kindly. We'll be coming back here later on in the session for part 2. You can't actually sell the Greysword equipment on the GE. That's just saying, hey, this is how much it costs to, in marks to buy it, very much. Actually, we'll do that part first. Excuse me. Now, this is an interesting quest chain right here that we're not going to be able to do most of it, but we're just going to do just enough so we can make use of it. Thank you, friend. I'll take those as well. Awesome. So, we're going to be going to talk to our good old friend. Actually, need to use ashes on the group quest. Oh, never mind. I can't do that early. I have to wait. I must wait. Grab that. Up, Cook. Long time no see. We're gonna do it just for the power experience we get later. How's the adventure going, my friend? Oop. I hope so I don't cook off by accident. Take 2. You have any requests for me? That last one of yours was so much fun, I was hoping you would. Ooh dear, I might have. It's all very embarrassing. Embarrassing? What do you mean? Well, you know I told you it was the Duke's birthday. Yep, that's why I had to go and collect you things to make a cake with, wasn't it? Yes. Well... It isn't. I don't even know when his birthday is. Sure. Why do you have me running around finding ingredients for you then? I need to test you and see if I could trust you. I'm in a terrible pickle, and I desperately need somebody trustworthy to help me out. You need help again? Well, what seems to be the problem? Well, you're obviously trustworthy. I guess I could tell you. Please do. The suffering others always seems to turn out very profitable for me. Well, it's like this. Did you ever hear of Prasenard van Lumcook? Can't say I have. With a name like that, I'm sure I would remember. Well, he was a great chef, and also my ancestor. 100 years ago, there was a very important meeting held here at Lumbridge Castle. He cooked a banquet for the meeting. Alright, ready? Oh, Eric. Oh, which was so stupendously amazing that he was offered a job for life, along with all of his descendants. So you have your job because 100 years ago, your ancestor was a very good cook? I don't see how that's much of a problem for you. In fact, I would say you are a very lucky man, indeed. Frankly, I'd have fired you by now if you worked for me. Oh no, you don't understand. The big important secret meeting that Prasenard cooked for is held here in Lumbridge Castle every 10 years. And tonight will be the 10th anniversary of it. Still not seeing the problem? I've always felt like a failure as a cook. That my job here is down to the skills of my ancestors. I want to prove to the world that I am a great cook too. But to do that, no, it just won't work. Well, it won't. Come on, man. Pull yourself together and just speak to me. Well, I thought I would recreate the meal Prasenard cooked all those years ago. The one that impressed everybody so much. There's just a small problem, though. Let me take a wild guess. You have the recipe, but you don't have any of the ingredients. And obviously you can't just go get them yourself. Yes, however did you know? Call it a hunch. Okay, tell me what you're after and I'll decide if I want to help you or not. Well, they're common enough ingredients, so I must admit the recipe I'm following is very strange indeed. I'll pay you up front for any expense you may incur while obtaining them. And of course, you may keep the change for being so helpful to me. Please, can you help me? The feast is scheduled to start very soon, and I simply cannot leave. Sure, what could go wrong? I'd love to help you. What do I have to do? Well, I have an incredibly important banquet that I have to prepare for. And I'm using an ancient cookbook to recreate the meal my family's ancestor made 100 years ago. Most of the ingredients I was able to obtain fairly easily, but there are some oddities that I've been unable to lay my hands on. Like what? I need the following ingredients as soon as possible. One eye of newt, a freshly made dirty blast, a rotten tomato, and a glass of green man's ale. I've given you 100 coins to cover any expenses you may incur. Feel free to keep the change. I'll go look for you then. A dirty blast. It looks disgusting, but it's what the cook asked for. Here, got you what you need. About those ingredients you wanted for the banquet. Did you bring them? Remember, I need an eye of newt, a glass of Greenman's ale, a rotten tomato, and a dirty blast. You'll be happy to know I have all of them with me. Ooh, quest points. You absolutely must go through into the dining room just there and see the feast I have prepared. I simply won't take no for an answer. Welcome, gentlemen, to Lumbridge Castle. Good old Duke. Welcome, Osmond, Spymaster for the Emir of Al-Kharid. I thank you for your hospitality. I welcome the Chief Guard of the White Wolf Mountain Dwarves. The beer is good. Welcome, Pirate Pete from Brain Death Island. Your rum's got no flavor. I don't know why I gave him a similar accent. Welcome, the Chief of the Goblin Village. At me. Give me chair. No, to me. Chair mine. I welcome Scratch Ugogui of the Feldip Hills Ogres. They're ogres. They call me Bone Crusher. Welcome my neighbor, Phileas the Lumbridge Guide. I didn't have far to travel. From the town of Eldril, I welcome Evil Dave. These secret meetings are so evil. So evil. A hearty welcome to Sir Amic Veres, leader of the White Knights. And do get to move on. And finally, I welcome the ruler of Apatol, Awoge. Awoge, please sit down. Iki? Sit down. I think he's lost us. I think he's lost his aim if human speak. Gypsy Eris seems to be late. Greetings, Horatio. Oh, what now? Excuse me while I deal with this. We should do something about that old man. Agreed? Yeah. No. Wow, another one. Ooh, nice food. You come here. Hello? Is you my dinner? No, I'm not. Did we invite you? Ah, you're shafted, and now I'll kill you. Sorry I'm late. I remember you. Ah. Tempest a seat. Okay, stop time. I don't know where the jump came from, but there we go. Fuuya, you must help me defeat this evil. Honestly, I just got here. What the heck's going on? Oh, that ain't happening. Hi. Hello there, adventurer. How can I assist you? Well, let's start with the obvious. Who are you? You look kind of familiar. I should do. You came to me to see me about defeating the demon Delrith. Oh, yeah. What's your name again? I have a terrible short-term memory. I am the Gypsy. My friends call me Eris. Okay then, Eris. You can call me the Gypsy. Fine then. So you're a Gypsy then? That is correct. I live in a tent in Varrock. You're a Gypsy with a permanent home? That is correct, yes. Isn't that a bit weird? No, not really. Was there something else you need to interrogate me about? Well, who's that guy over there? He seems like you know each other. He calls himself the Culinaromancer. Culinaromancer. There we go. Culinaromancer. He is an extremely evil man with incredibly powerful magics. Culinaromancer? Yes, that's correct. This is an Onimeromancer, draws their magical powers from dreams. A Necromancer draws their strength from the energies of the dead. A Culinaromancer uses food as his source of magical power. Food? What's so dangerous about food? Do not underestimate the latent power of foodstuffs as a source of magical energy. Not only are they a fundamental life force, but they often evoke great emotional attachments. Do not underestimate him. Part of his strength lies in the fact his unique type of magical power is quite obscure. I've seen many fall before him. Okay, so he's powerful, but I don't get why he's here. It is a very old story indeed. 100 years ago, he worked here in Lumbridge, also for the then Duke as a cook. This is all a pretense, of course. As part of his duties, he was allowed access to many exotic and esoteric foodstuffs. These allowed him to experiment with his magic and increase his power exponentially. Building his power was just the first step, however. How do you mean? Knowing of the regular meetings of the secret council here in Lumbridge, the Culinaromancer decided that he would eliminate all of them as a first step to his plans for world domination. Would that have worked? Possibly. We might never know. As his plans were coming to fruition, his assistant discovered them and used his own magic against him to trap him in another dimension where his powers would be useless. And how did he escape? Well, the current cook of Lumbridge obviously discovered an ancient manuscript of his ancestors, and believing it to be a recipe, decided to recreate the spell that banished him. Which obviously seems to have opened the portal enough for him to escape back to this dimension. So this is partly your fault. Oh, those ingredients? Yes, those ingredients. I hold you responsible for assisting me in ridding him of this dimension once and for all. Yeah, I had a feeling you were going to say that. Be clear on what you have to do, or is there something you wish me to explain? Oh, who are these people? Like, what the heck is this monkey? Seems like quite the random selection in here. People you see assembled here are the self-styled Secret Council of Gielinor. Self-styled council? What do you mean? Many centuries ago, a small group from around the world of Gielinor decided that these lands need to be directed. It was too risky to leave the fates of this land to luck and the gods. They decided that every 10 years they would meet to discuss current events and shape how the world might be developed, or then develop. So they're pretty influential people. No, not really. For all their grand schemes and ideas, nothing ever seems to get done, except every 10 years they have a bit of a posh meal together and a bit of gossip. I see. But this evil cook guy that just appeared thinks they might be important? I don't really know what he thinks. Either way, I'm not prepared to let him get away with a brazen attack on anybody while I have the power to stop him. And given that this is partly your fault, I fully expect your assistance in saving. My fault? Yes, you were the one who provided the cook with the ingredients that he needed to allow the Colonel monster to return to this dimension. I just don't understand any of this. What exactly is it that you don't understand? Yeah, this room. Is it just me, or did this room get much bigger? That would be the time dilation effect. The time dilation effect? Yes. As time has stopped flowing in a normal way, your eyes are playing tricks on you as the picture is absorbed by your eyes. It takes slightly longer to reach your brain than normal. What? As everybody knows, time flows from north to south, so my freezing time means that this room has apparently stretched slightly along its horizontal axle. Does that even make sense? Don't let it worry you too much. It's just an optical illusion. The room is exactly the same size as it's always been. It just appears to be a tiny bit bigger. Anything else you want to know? Yeah, I'm good. Yes, I'm sure you have far more important things to do than saving the entire universe. Well, let's inspect the journals. Which one of these am I actually meant to be saving? Neither of them were at the previous council meeting. Goblins got through leaders so fast I find it hard to keep track. I heard the last leader died during a game of Pin the Tail on a basilisk. Well, no worries. I'm sure if you just find something that's above E, then that should work. I hope. From the last time we dealt with these two, that may be easier said than done. Well, you could try asking some of the other goblins in their village for ideas. You should be able to find it to the north of Faldor. Unless they decide the sky is the wrong color there or something. So, we leave. It looks exactly like that. Except for the timey-wimey effects. Okay, so we actually need to head to Faldor, but we're going to make a side trip. And up my inventory first. Now let's see. I think I got my. No, I don't have my axes in there. Why don't I have my axes in there? I should put my axes. Eventually, I'll go through and sell some of this garbage. We're gonna go ahead and do a birdhouse run as long as we're heading in the general vicinity of Faldor, or not Faldor, Varrock. So we do have to head over to the Varrock exam center, so we do have plans. I don't know what it is though, just taking a deep breath or taking a yawn. Oh god, speak up. Oops, right down there. Kind of sucks. How many chops? 2 chops. There you go, 2 chops. I'll take it. Alright, we will continue on our path. This thing, instead of going through the center of town, why are you farming against them? Yep, no dumb questions. Have fun, friend. Since we have to go to the exam center anyway, we're just going to head this direction. Remember when I was back here? And that was a long time ago. We had to have the exam centers because there's a book there that will give us access to part 2 of the Elemental Workshop. So let's hop in over here, and I am lazy. That book. Yes. We find an old looking book. And we can run and read at the same time. Or walk and read, and ought to be. Dragon's Head. Okay, we can read. Oh. Like a book in a series. We're not going to read the whole thing this time. Option of temperature. Climbing the ore is the important part here. Let's see. Mate. Built his entire conscious into the primed ingot. So, climbing. I'm just an idiot. Harsh. Interesting. So, keep that in mind for later. We're not doing the Elemental Workshop yet, so we're gonna X that off. We do have everything we need to do it though, so that's good. No. Whatever. So this is going to be the easiest, after we get out of this course, but going to be the easiest of the recipe for disaster quest. Stupidly simple. Check. We'll get there though. But yeah, this one's easy as long as you have all the ingredients. So some of them are actually full-length quests, you know, going back and forth here or there, or require high-end quests like freeing the monkey requires monkey madness, which is a absolutely insane quest chain. It's a goal of mine to get that done within the next couple months, but whether or not I can depends on how long it takes me to get through Winter Taupe. We're taking care of a lot of these miscellaneous quests first, though, which is good, getting them out of the way. That way we can, anything that requires combat or excessive combat, we should be good to go on. I did a few birdhouse runs, but nothing major. Nothing major. Still only 40. But fun. The nice part about the RuneLight is that you can change around some of these things. So normally I had to right click and go down to empty. So I can just left click and we're done. Saves extra clicks. Very, very handy. Beautiful. Okay. It'll repeat, but I think we had a fun time with that. So, keep on rolling. I do need to use one of these. Yeah. Getting a little bit of extra crafting experience per birdhouse isn't all that bad. It's not a lot. It's not going to get me that close to level, but over time it does add up. You know. Can't argue with that. Valley. Turn you back off. It's slightly bizarre why the birdhouses just explode after you're done with them, but I guess we'll chalk it up to birdhouse is like a trap of some sort. Also level up. We're gonna head back to the main area. Fortunately, there's no quick teleport back to the camp, but that's fine. Now, the area I was just in is actually an important one to get volcanic ash right over here. There's a bunch of stuff you can mine, or there's a game that you can play eventually with high enough kudos. Volcanic ash is extremely useful to get ultra compost, which is, you know, I think I talked about it during the Hosidius episode, but it's extremely valuable for getting more out of your farming fields, especially for the all-important herbs. And it gives you more experience and almost a guaranteed chance to protect it from any issues. Very, very useful indeed. We're going to head over to Edgeville next. That's probably the closest place we need to get to. Oh, by the way. I got Ring of Dueling, Future Ring of Dueling, and Acorn. Extremely useful. We're going to head over to Edgeville, and then we're going to take the wilderness path over to Goblin Village. Makes no sense. Oh, to dig site. Now, it sounds scary by doing the wilderness path, but there should not be anyone trying to kill me in that early area. And if there is, then literally just... Oop, actually, hold on. Going wrong way. No, you fool, Fuuya. Fuuya the fool. A good ring to it. Not a good connotation, but a good ring. I think we'll head north, actually, and hover around the wilderness. I don't think I've shown you guys the other areas yet. That's always a fun in there. Is it labeled? No. I just forget what the name is, though. For some reason, in where even a Black Knight hangs out and everything else, it's pretty cool. Giant rats. And Black Knights. Oh my. I think they're hostile. Depending on time, I might do the Black Knight quest. Don't really want to, but I might. We'll see where we're at with time at the end of this. And pretty much at this point, the reason is obvious why I'm heading north is because it's just so much quicker to get to Edgeville from heading north around Barrack instead of going through it and then up and around, etc. So that's a sound of nostalgia right there, friends. Especially for non-Ironmen. Because then you just bank sand all day and do stuff at the GE. It's still big standard, but not much to do with the GE as an Ironman, so definitely a different sensation. But very nostalgic regardless. It's still a very valuable place to be because it has so many teleports. You got the ring, you got the spirit tree. Very, very nice. Okay, so for this quest, I have my little note here. Need bread. Bread would be in food for you. There you go. Bread. And then back to here, you need charcoal, you need spice. That. Alright. Bread, orange slices, purple dye is fine, spice, bucket of water, and fishing bait. And a bucket of water, which I am sure I have, but I am blind. I'm blind and cannot see. Just the one fishing bait. Yep, just the one. I should have 7 items in my inventory, and I do. Let's roll. It's been 30 minutes since my home teleport. I guess I did do the quest and then a lot of narration, so I guess that makes sense. Not high enough prayer to go in and my prayer run. That's of course all 31. Again, should be K. I'm just going around a bend. Actually, around 2 bends. But now, if something tries to attack me, I will hopefully be able to make it out. But there's literally no reason for anyone to be over here. So that's the body shrine right there, I believe. I'll work our way around here. Always a favorite of places people trying to get money early on, the tall grabbing wine of Zamrax. However, once you get to be on a membership world, there's far better ways to make money. Still, it could be important for later on for us to do, but if we have to do a high-end herb grind, but we'll see. Alright, so how do we start this thing off? Okay. I'll go downstairs. The goblin. Is he doing what? Me's working on a new way of cooking. Will be most famous as goblin cook ever. I need your help. Wartface and Bentnose have been trapped by a terrible curse. Oh, maybe that's why Mudknuckles not been shot at recently. Suppose me should help. But first, Mudknuckles must finish experiment. Unfortunately, he's missing one vital ingredient. What do you need? Maybe I can get it for you. It's called charcoal. Mudknuckles here, you can get it from shops in Karamja, but the custom officers, they don't like goblins anymore. Burnt trees, they good too. Smash them up with axes. But Mudknuckles only knows of burnt trees in the wilderness, and Mudknuckles too afraid to go there. Okay, I'll see what I can do. Such a loud song. What are you doing? Me's busy here. Got the charcoal you're after? Really? Then no time to lose. Mudknuckles already have everything else. Sulfur and stuff. Sulfur? Let's be moving. Follow me. You sure this is a good idea? Yes, absolutely. Best idea Mudknuckles ever had. I'm really not convinced that. Did it shake like that? It's fine. What's that noise? You just hear that? Hear what? Now they're shaking too. That'd be Mud Knuckles again then. Mud Knuckles? It worked. It did? Oh, your goblin cooked. You, the human who helped me. Mud Knuckles is very grateful. We'll be famous real soon now. This is just collecting results. So many results on walls, on ceiling, everywhere. I'm thinking of calling it fast food because of how fast it goes from raw to burnt, see? Sounds like a great idea. You think so? Everyone else thinks Mud Knuckles crazy. You even think explosive cooking might be dangerous or something. Can't see why. Not like you're gonna get food poisoning. Food is very well cooked. Yes, I'm sure food poisoning was what they were worried about. Okay, I need your help. Yes. Mud Knuckles is very grateful. How can I help? You leaders, Wartface and Bitnose have been trapped by a terrible curse. So that's why Mud Knuckles haven't shouted recently. But how can I be helping? Cooking and magic, no links. Tried that before. Mud Knuckles had some very angry wizards at the door after trying to burn staffs to cook on. I need to create a dish that both of the generals would eat to save them from the curse. Oh. What? It's impossible. Mud Knuckles tried it before, but the requests, they make no sense. Why? What do they want? Well, Bitnose wants fruit in the dish, but Wartface, only fruit he eats is sliced oranges. Doesn't sound too bad. Maybe, but Bitnose objects to the color. Anything else? Wartface, he wants some nice juicy maggots. I get maggots. Human use them all the time for fishing. Mud Knuckles think this is a crazy waste of maggots' mind, but each to their own. Each to their own indeed, but what's the problem? Bitnose, not like maggots. Say they're too bland. Would only eat them if they spicier. Oh, is anything other than orange slices and maggots? Bitnose asked for some bread in the mix. Let me guess, Wartface complained, right? Yep, Wartface think bread too crunchy. He prefers slimier, soggy food, like the maggots. Look at this straight. I need orange slices that aren't orange, maggots that aren't bland, and bread which isn't crunchy. Yep, that sums it up. Bring them all to me and Mud Knuckles will make suitable dish. Wonderful. Guess let's see what I can do. So, we shall use the bucket on the water, or on the bread. Soggy bread. Seriously, nice crystals of bread. Now just kind of icky. Spices of fishing bait. Spicy maggots. It clearly tastes so much better this way. Dyed orange. Orange slices which have been dyed, but looks more like they died. You, the human who helped me. Yes. Got the ingredients you need. Mud Knuckles is confused. The ingredients make no sense, but give them here and Mud Knuckles make what you need. There you go, but don't go blaming Mud Knuckles if it doesn't work. Great, thanks. Block of compromise. Alright, and then I don't know, I went upstairs. We're just heading back to Lumbridge. Oh, stretch. You know what? I know I'm gonna do this. Okay. I know what I'm doing here. Actually, first, let's go turn this in. Oof. Frozen in time. Ooh. Free the Goblin Generals. Your adventure. I've teleported them away to safety. You only have 7 council members to protect. Yay. And more importantly, boop, 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 boop. And everything else is way too high level for me to do at this point, so peace. No, I think I might do the Black Knight Fortress one, because then I can do the other quest I wanted to get done. I'm going to put the spice back in here because why not? Oh, Black Knight's Fortress requires Cabbage. Cabbage, you say? Yes, a cabbage. Where am I going to get one of those? Oh no, I was already there. Oh, easy enough to get anyway. Yeah, so I have to survive attacks. I don't have to actually fight them, which is why this one's actually going to work out to do. We're going to run over to Draenor and not get the Draenor cabbage. Oh, wait, hold on. No, I'm an idiot. Go back. I walked right by my free runes. Oh, I need a bronze medium elm. Probably could just hammer those out. Yeah, maybe just buy them. I don't want to waste the resources to make those things. Yeah. Stick to the plan. Let's buy them. Who needs 1,000 gold or whatever? Potatoes. I'll knock out Black Knight's Fortress because that opens up the another quest I can do that's typically pretty easy. Also require just a little bit of combat, but we'll have just enough left to get through the day on our other quests as well. More of a puzzle quest anyway, which, you know, I think I did it back on stream when I was my other character a year and a half ago, so it'll be a good return, hopefully a little bit smoother. Bunch of different random puzzles you can get. You have to do 4 out of like 7 or so. Just you don't get to choose which ones you do. One of which you always have to do, but we'll have to see. Definitely some of the quests I prefer, some of them are not, but we'll play it by ear. Now the Black Knights hit somewhat hard, but they're not that scary, so bring like 5 or 10 cakes or something and then dash through. I should be a-okay. I don't have to fight any of them. I just have to survive attacks from them. Okay, so here I'm going to want to go down and buy... Female shops down south, right? Yeah, right down there. Yeah. Bronze, medium, iron chain body. Grab... maybe. Or up 3,000. Also important, I want to grab... You want cakes or want salmon? Or want lots of trout? I'll do trout. I'll do 5 more trout. That's plenty of trout. Even if they hit me for 7,777, I can easily heal that off. Pretty sure I didn't keep an eye on profits medium helm. Maybe I did. I think I did. Basically, we're gonna look like them. Them. Hey, Wayne. Out here in the middle of nowhere. It's got to be the worst place for a shop ever. 210 coins. Oh, it's much better than I thought it was. Ding. Again, I don't want to burn my iron bars. They'll be useful for other stuff. So, it's worth it to go out a little bit out of the way and buy that. Still sitting at -5 kilogram. We'll be okay. Actually, I'm going to stop by the bank again and make sure I don't have a bronze me in my stored away. I don't think I did. 95% sure I did. But you never know. Too much running, but I do have plenty of time to spare on this. Bronze full, it's not me. Fuuya. Yeah, if I kept even one of them from when I was farming minotaurs for the arrows. Blah. That person with the dragon pickaxe. Just chilling in town. Look at that. Yeah, I won't be able to go too far in the quest line I unlocked, but I can at least start the quest line off, which will be, you know, very nice. And I can work on rune mysteries possibly as well if I go back to Varrock, but I don't know. I might not do that today. We're already sitting at almost an hour in. Not going to go as long as I usually do, I don't think. But at least when I get through the second quest, the elemental series. I am the leader of the White Knights of Felidor. Why do you seek my audience? I seek a quest. Well, I need some spy work doing, but it's quite dangerous. It'll involve going into the Black Knight's fortress. I laugh in the face of danger. Well, that's good. Don't get overconfident, though. You come along at just the right time, actually. All of my knights are already known to the Black Knights. Holy isn't exactly our strong point. Can't you just take off your White Knight's armor? They wouldn't recognize you then. I'm afraid our charter prevents us from espionage in any form. That is the domain of the Temple Knights. Temple Knights, who are they? That information is classified. I am forbidden to share with outsiders. So, what do you need doing? Well, the Black Knights have started making strange threats to us, demanding large amounts of money and land, and threatening to invade Felidor if we don't pay them. Now, normally this wouldn't be a problem, but they claim to have a powerful new secret weapon. Your mission, should you decide to accept it, is to infiltrate their fortress, find out what their secret weapon is, and sabotage it. Yeah, sure. I'll do my best. Good luck. Let me know how you get on. Here's the dossier for the case. I've already given you the details. Easy quest. Self-destruct in 3, 2, oh, shoot. You're all out of self-destruct. Will that play out like an actual secret agent plot? Okay, I don't know what the heck's going on in terms of that abdominal pain, but hopefully it goes away. It's been 3 days. I'm hoping it's going to go away sooner rather than later, as I may have to go see a doctor and see what's going on. But I'm sure it'll probably be okay. Now, since I caught up on my... oh, maybe I'll do this quest too if it's not a combat one. I do want to actually grind out the pieces for the hammer. But we'll see. What I do need to make sure I do in this next week, now that I finally got my characters grinded up in Path of Exile, I'll also be doing a little bit of that, but I like to work on Winter Toten. See if I can't continue to make progress towards that, I don't want to talk to you, I want to trade with you. Sure, I will buy one for 24 coins. And then we want to go actually over to Land of the Monks. different direction? Oh, is it right? I just get thrown off because there's that one mountain range. I want to make sure I'm not screwing myself over with that. Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. Thank you. Oh shoot, I should not be running right now. Ooh, you ding dong. Ah, but I recover it pretty quick. It'll take another minute or two to get there, and I'll have enough energy to sprint through the rest of the place. Oh, go back. Now, this quest theoretically is dangerous, but really isn't going to be that big of a deal. Interesting though in that, you know, it does lead to a number of different other quests happening, so it's an important one. Just another one of those free-to-play quests where it actually does build. Some of them don't really go off anywhere, but this one does. I'm trying to think of how many free-to-play quests don't build into something different, and I'm just wrecking out here. Like, even X marks the spot does. But Oracle. I'll talk to her eventually a couple times. Fuuya reporting in. Ignore the other fancy clothing. How did I punch him for 5? Sure. Whatever. Here, I'll take free damage on the guy. Nightmare. Too fast for you. Hi, intruder. Nah, okay. Listen at the grill. So, how's the secret weapon coming along? The invincibility potion is almost ready. It's taken me 5 years, but it's almost ready. Geraldo the goblin here is just going to fetch the last ingredient for me. It's specially grown cabbage grown by my cousin Helda, who lives in Draenor Manor. The soil there is slightly magical, and it gives the cabbages slight magical properties. Not to mention the trees. Now remember, Geraldo, only a Draenor Manor cabbage will do. Don't get lazy and bring back any old cabbage. That would entirely wreck the potion. Yes, mister. Hint, hint. Bring a different cabbage. Die, intruder. Okay, thanks. That guy's just like, I ain't getting paid enough to fight you. You go do something else. Oh, but he's in it. He's in it to win it. You have to go all the way back down to the bottom. Push the wall, go into this thing here. What are you doing? No! You can't go in there. Crap. Anything down here? No. Okay, I'm not going to retaliate. I'll time it right. There we go, good. Okay. I knew you could make it through there, just difficult. Okay. Victory! The giant hole. Use the cabbage. Do not eat it. Use the cabbage. Do not eat it. Get 6 our staff out. Get out of here. Where has Grotto got to with that magic cabbage? That noise. Hopefully Grotto with a cabbage. Yes, look, here it comes. No! My potion! Oh boy, this doesn't look good. Meow. Here's done. Seems like that successfully sabotaged your little secret weapon plan. I should have did it like a Metal Gear voice. Okay. What was I thinking? Metal Gear. Die, intruder. Okay, done with my shift. See you, boys. I don't think everyone will need these, but I'll probably still drop them off my thing just to be safe. How impressive. Am I going to heal enough before I get there? No, I'm going to actually stop by and grab a little bit of healing. Why? Because we might as well. Next quest does involve a little bit of combat potential. There you go. In that quest I'm going to bring a lot of healing with. At least this much, right? Well, it does require a lot of space with the one I think you have to do. Okay, we'll see. That one nice thwack with my fist. 5 damage punch. It's like, normally it'd be like, great, I wanted that. This time it's like, no, I didn't want you to punch. Now, hopefully I can actually do that against the guy I should have kicked, pardon me. A 5 damage kick, that makes more sense. Okay, so we can drop these off. I will swap these out for like 10 salmon. That should be more than enough for the guy I'm fighting. I don't think I can bring anything in with me except for a little bit of food, maybe. Need to walk over and double check. Click. My clicks have been off today, my goodness. I think every click. That leads to recruitment drive right there. And you have an empty inventory, no items equipped. Ah, crap. Okay, fine. Can I win without having... Crap, where can I go to get... Oh, shit. Sorry, now I'm just thinking, so I don't have very much, quick prayer. I have ruined the Black Knight's invincibility potion. That should put a stop to your problem and an end to their little schemes. Yes, we have just received a message from the Black Knight saying they withdraw their demands, which would seem to confirm your story. Now, I believe there's some talk about cash reward. Absolutely right. Please, accept this reward. And 3 quest points. I'm not gonna hire you, but good job. Inventory. Okay, well, I got some thoughts how to do this. Level 20. I'm just gonna go at it without. I think I'll be okay. I do have to drop off all this stuff on my inventory anyway, though. You need to have an empty inventory and envy that. And level 30, so I should be able to beat him. He's level 20, I'm level 30. I should be able to win. There's nowhere in the area I can go and recharge my prayer at, unfortunately. That's closest altar, but I can't do it there. I could go Varric, which won't help. I teleport back to Lumby. Well, no, I can't. I think so, but go down there, but that's a long ass walk, so we'll go out without. I don't need prayer. Who needs prayer? Who needs anything? I got this. Hey, welcome to the stream, friend. I'm gonna try and pronounce your name. I always butcher names, but Bonto Sharp? The EU always throws me off. But welcome anyway. Getting ready to do recruitment drive. Just Sharp. Perfect. Short and sweet. I love it. Getting ready to do recruitment drive, so I was doing some mental thoughts if I wanted to go get more prayer for the fight, but I think I'll be okay. What ho, milady. Spiffing day for a walk in the park. What? Spiffing? Absolutely top hole. Well, can't stay in chow day, don't you know? Ta-ta for now. Oh wait. Didn't I have the requirements? Maybe no. Or maybe I should have walked back. Oh, I should go back and talk to the guy. Yep. The more you know. This thing is going pretty good so far. I can't remember 2 weeks ago, and then I was free to play for 1 week, so I'm been working on Wintertodt quite a lot. Didn't really get to do much this last week because I've been working on getting a character up for Path of Exile. Just finished last night, so I'll be able to get some more work done on that. But questing wise, I'm sitting at 54 quest points. Just getting a lot of the non-combat quests done because I'm trying to keep my HP at 30 as much as possible. Yeah, decent stats. Yeah, lowest HP for Wintertodt as possible, so 30 right now is a good start. Once I get done with my Wintertodt, hopefully 96, 98, somewhere around there, then I'll swap over and start doing combat training. But some of these quests with a little bit of miniature combat I'm just doing just to get them out of the way. Hello, Ceramic. Hello, friend. You have any art quests for me to do? I say, well, I don't have anything on the go at the moment, but there is an organization that's always looking for capable adventurers to assist them. Your excellent work sorting out those Black Knights means I will happily write you a letter of recommendation. Would you let me put your name forward then? Yeah, sure, why not? Sure thing, sign me up. Well, this is a little embarrassing. I already have put you forward as a potential member. They're called the Temple Knights, and you are to meet Sir Taffy Cashian in Fowler Park for testing immediately. Sure, why not? Hey, questing's a mood. Sometimes you just gotta put yourself through and do it, but sometimes it's like, this is not worth. Bank standing lasts 3 days, so I'm guessing you are not an Ironman, but you are a member based on that. You're probably a medium to high level member if you're doing bank standing. What you doing bank standing? Making a bunch of fletching stuffs, or are you doing high elks, or a combination thereof? Maybe some crafting? Nice. Hey, RuneScape's a perfect game to play while watching a stream or just hanging out in general. Because, you know, it doesn't take that much attention unless you're actually doing high-end combat, so. Alright, round 2 with the old man. Ceramic Vase sent me to meet you here for some sort of testing? Ah, Prime Fuuya, Amic told me about you, don't you know? Spiffing job you did with the old Black Knights there. Absolutely first class. Thanks, I think. Well, a top-notch affiliate like yourself is just the right sort of we've been seeking for our organization. Oh, you ready to begin testing? Sure. Let's go. Jolly good show. Training grounds location is a secret, so... Here we go, mind your head. Okay, this could go very well or very poorly. Okay, we're starting off well. Which of the following statements is true? So, are we going to get the statue one? That's one I'm a little bit worried about. Then we get stuff. 60-70 since going. Okay. Yep. This quest is a requirement, or this one's a requirement. 60-70 is pretty solid, definitely. I can only imagine the rage that people who did this quest without, you know, Runelight or even without any sort of guide had to have gone through. because this is just an absolutely nightmarish quest. Some of these puzzle quests are tough. I am not ashamed to be using Runelight for them just because it would take me forever. Interesting quest though with how it's designed. I mean, stuff like this one, the one in From Nick with the you have to go into the escape house effectively and do all that. You know, there are a lot of very cool ones, but sometimes they can be like, okay, how do I get to the solution? Nope, 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 nope. There you go. I think that's everything I need. So, first thing we're going to do, we're going to burn the heck out of the fade. Yeah, that's a good quest right there. Yeah, this is obviously isn't my first character, but it has been a long time since I've played. Probably about a year, give or take. 6 months to a year at least. This is my second Iron Man overall. I have a RuneScape 3 Iron Man, and I have a this is my first Iron Man in Old School. So, and then I have a couple other characters I used to play on as well. Of course, right now we're making copies of the key, mixing things together, doing things. Going to be making the key itself and then chiseling it out. Ooh. And now we escaped. Excuse me? Oh, that's right. I gotta walk through the door. Every time I do this quest, it gets me. I can't reach that. It's right there. Thank you. Okay. 3 out of 4. This is the easy quest. So, yeah, this one's not as easy, but basically it's a puzzle. You can only carry one across at a time. The fox wants to eat the chicken. The chicken wants to eat the grain. Don't leave the untended, or they'll be eaten and you can't complete the test. Start off with, fox doesn't care about the grain, so you pick this up and you bring it across. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Regular count's definitely a lot of fun too. Now I have to drop this off. Get out of here. Now I bring the fox across. Yeah, I've played so much RuneScape over the years, so it's just part of it's nostalgia, part of it's just I just love the game. So much fun. One of these days I will get a 99. Maybe this will be the time. I'm not gonna get the fire making 99 though. That'd just feel cheap. But yeah, an actual 99 would be pretty cool to get. So we're bringing the grain across. We shall drop it, and then mission accomplished after we bring the chicken across. What's wrong with Fashionscape, yo? There's nothing wrong with that. I can't claim to be very fashionable, but I'm looking forward to when I eventually can do the Hallowed Sepulchre and get the black dye for it. I'm going to have the black dyed agility outfit to zoom around in. Now in my RuneScape 3, I was actually getting really close to getting the full, for the Mage Training Arena, that full outfit with the rainbow. I knew I was going to get this one. Shoot. Oh, I'm sure I'll be fine. Yeah, good hit. 200 million bank just for Fashionscape? Perfect. You're only playing once a year, nothing wrong with that. And of course, only a woman can beat Surrey, so. Push 5 tests. Oh, please not that one. Please not that one. Anyone but that one. Ah, crap. Okay. Take screenshot. Okay, so we're missing the bronze. We're missing... We got the halberd, we got that, we got that. Oh, wow, I actually didn't realize it tells me. Why didn't it tell me in the past? Guess I didn't need to do a screenshot. Either way, we were good. I think we did it. Oh, Jenny, well done. Your performance will need to be valued by Survey personally, but I don't think it's going to be too far ahead of myself to welcome you to the team. Hooray! And got some herbal experience. Heck yeah, and Felder respawn, which ain't going to do anything with, but... 22 herb lore. I don't think it's a big milestone, but it's getting there. Anyway, very good. And a little bit of prayer experience getting us closer to that milestone of 43 is always welcome. So, I think of what else I want to do here. I think I might do a Elemental Workshop 2 next. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Maybe I'll stop by and grab the boots from the agility as well. Not quite enough to get the gloves as well, but we're getting there. So just Bink standing right now on your side as well, friend, or doing anything special? Trying to think if there's anything else I want to do after Elemental Workshop, or if it's just more Winter Toad I'm thinking. Which I might do that off stream. I might do it on stream, haven't decided. Very fun though, and since I'm still at 30, calculated by the way, staying at 30, but very, very much worth it. It's a shame. Going to Sears would be a good session ender because that's right where I need to be for more agility arena. Or agility training, but that's alright. I'll make my way out over there at some point during the week. One of those where I'm trying to get agility up to 70 or 72 because I want A, Taverly for the skip, and then you know, just having it up to 72 for Sepulture. Nope, I'm misclicking. Because the Sepulture is pretty valuable for later on, but I can't get to it until I beat the Murex series of quests. That's going to be a long time coming. Okay. Be just enough to get the boots. What do you say, Gracie? It's just the gloves. Actually, you know what? Better idea. Just so I can get the placeholder, because I'm going to forget otherwise. There. I'm going to get my bank customized to how I liked it before. I always like to have a quests tab. I like to have a... This is a new addition, having a tab for just the graceful, but it's very useful just to, you know, grab and go. And of course, tab for each of the combat styles, you know, melee, range, magic. And I'm cheating a little bit in some of them, putting other stuff in there. But like the birdhouse runs I have in the ranged. But, and of course food and a few other miscellaneous ones for crafting or smithing or whatnot. Gradually working those out. We're so early on in the playthrough, so they'll get fleshed out over the course of the game. Yeah, let's see. So 55 quest points. Oh, I was going to check below Ice Mountain. Kind of level 15, so I am fighting something. Do I want to do that? I'll have to think about that. I mean, I want to do it, but just I don't know. I don't want to do anything too much combat related because I'm already getting closer to that level 31. Not that it would break the bank to get to 31 for Winter Tote, but the more I can keep my health low, the better. I think I'll hold off on Ice Mountain for another week. Ideally, this next week, I'm at 81. If I do another 7 to 8 hours during the course of the week, that should put me at, I don't know, what do you think? 89, 90? Depends, we'll see, but we're getting pretty decent experience through Winter Tote. Not quite halfway, but in terms of the overall grind, but I've killed it like 180? I think it's like 400, 450 you need to beat to get to your 90s, the upper 90s. In terms of my stuff I got from Winter Tote, I already got the tome, which is fantastic. A bunch of burnt pages, not that those aren't really anything I care about, but grinding out the outfit. So I got a few pieces left of the outfit to get. Haven't gotten the Phoenix, haven't gotten the axe. I'd love to get the axe. That way I don't have to worry about trying to farm Dagonoths and wait for like 10 days. We'll see. So, things I need here. We're going to have to fight... that. Pretty sure it requires a little bit of combat, so I'm going to get my gear on again. I do miss having... one thing about RuneScape 3 that was very nice for the bank is that you had the stats you could grab. That was just fantastic. But alas. Actually, do I really need to have a scimitar? No. I have a rune pickaxe. No matter how you slice their dice, the pickaxe is better. We need 8 coal. 2. What else do I need? Makes sense, hammer. And we still need the battery key. I want the book too. Don't really think I need it, but... oh, feeding book. I may want to grab that scroll too. Okay. Shouldn't need any health for this fight. It's only a couple of the golems, I think, so... hey, okay. And again, eclectic as it is, we gotta search random things you never think to search. But I found a key hidden in the third pipe. Going down. Now we get to figure out just how we're gonna do this. This is a tough one if I remember. Okay, so we gotta make an elemental claw. Time. Alright, so 2 fights. I'll take blocking combat. Not a semi, but having way better stats than my scimitar should make it worthwhile. Yep, there's a good hit. I don't know, maybe we'll go back and do Ice Mountain. I think I might have enough HP spare to be able to do that. I just don't know how I'm going to... I've never done Ice Mountain, and that was added just when I was leaving, I think. So, I'm not sure if it requires a lot of combat to farm up the hammer and mace. I'd love to get the mace just for the mace. I need 2, so I need 1 more. I'll have to see. It's already putting me down to 243, which makes me nervous, so... I'm fighting him. Let me take a look here. Oh, I was... I am taking a lot of damage all of a sudden. We stop that. Stop hurting me. I was a little scared than I expected to be for some reason, but hey, we made it. I'm just kind of multitasking here to see. Granite Guard is one of the pieces. I do have to do a little bit of combat for it. But I could also do some of the non-combat stuffs, I think. Okay, I'll do a second one out manually. Boom. The Crying Claw. Right there. Boom. Oh. That just told me to get 2. Oops. I doubt I need 2. Maybe I do. Yeah, I think I just got played though. Yep, I think I got played. I need to make 2. Crap. I'm gonna have to go fight another one of those guys, aren't I? Oopsie. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, I see. Oh, you just click on it. Oh, duh. Hope I got that right. Searching it. Not empty, is it? Okay. We'll search everything. Seems like a good way to do it. Oh, I see. It's just going through everywhere. Never mind. I get it. Put it down. I'm getting absolutely trolled. What is randomized? Might be. Got it. Let's see. Good old RuneScape music. Always fantastic. Very heavy. I should probably not be running too much. And piping. Use the broken pipe on the piping. It's outside the wind tunnel, which I think is right here, isn't it? Yeah, I can already tell I'm going to have to go up and grab another 4 coal. I guffed up by making the extra claw. That's right. At least these changes will fade. Round 1. Oh. There we go. Oh, that's wind tunnel, I see. And that's where I would have used the metal, but I guffed. Now I guess we get to go and grab not only 4 more coal. It was right there. Probably eat a tuna or something to heal up, because I got beaten up. Feels bad though. Feels bad. Wasted 30 some HP of damage. But still, I might go back and do Below Ice Mountain. Sounds like a probably good way of doing it. I don't think it gives me any... Does not give me any stats for clearing, so should be safe. Okay, so first thing we need 4 coal. -1. Oop, actually, I was gonna grab food. I'll take 1 trout. I got a decent chunk of stuff through Wintertope. Most of the trout and salmon were from my free-to-play grind. I got to 53 on each. And then Temperos kind of got me a little bit more on stuff. A little bit of Temperos, about 10, 12 rounds. Okay, so let's go beat up a few rocks. Good hit. Anyway, next goal is to get to 40 defense. Things will happen naturally with stuffs, but defense will be nice to get to 40 for the rune gear. Not that I can make it, but some of that I can buy. Thank you, friend. Pretty cool looking enemy, though. The little way the purple kind of comes out and around like that. Alright, last hit. I guess I didn't need to heal, but I would have been a little more nervous. Oh, no, that's not attack fire elementals. That sounds... Good, okay. And now we can go down and be okay. Wish I had the stats to get the ice gloves, but there's just no way I could make it. Let's just beat the queen. Okay, so use the... Oop, no. There we go. Use it in the cart. Pull a lever. Leveling it all up. I'll turn it around. Right to flattened. Here and over here. Oh, I should wait for it to get to a spot this time. Oh, yeah. Pretty cool quest, honestly. You know, it's a shame the rewards aren't that big of a deal, but it's a cool design. I like how RuneScape 3 had the additional third on there. I don't think there's 4. I think there's only 3 in RuneScape 3, but fan starts to blow. Now it's white. Mind bar. Cracker. Pop that right in there. Sure, nothing bad will happen. Duh. Yep, absolutely fine. Find mind bar. Start climbing up. Oh, right there. Now we can smith the helm. Hooray! Smithing and crafting. Magic is now down to 1. Oof. Oop. That's where I wanted to go. So mine equipment is pretty cool. It's a decent early to mid tier, I guess. So I could make more. Probably won't bother, but the shield's gonna be nice for a while, and then the oh, I mean, it's interesting. Interesting, kind of. Okay, so Low Ice Mountain requires combat gear, so I'll probably end up doing that, but drop off everything there. We'll drop you off here. Excuse me, drop you off here. Going to deposit one item. Oh, I already did that. Deposit that. I think we will end up doing Ice Mountain, so let's go ahead and teleport back to Lumbridge again. Okay. And then since we're running right by there again, as is tradition. So every time I've gone to Lumbridge, I have grabbed 30 free runes pretty much. When I'm able to do so. So it's been very helpful in building up a stash of air runes, and less important, but still nice having some mind runes. So, and mind runes will be useful later on, even after I way outclass them, because you use those for the Arania runs for rune crafting, so extremely nice. Just free resources, drop them, grab them, go. Anyone who's watched my RuneScape streams knows I do this at least once or twice a session. Just naturally happens that way. One day I will get a bunch of money and go to Edgeville instead, and then the free rune times will stop. But until then, might as well. So, I'm not going to bother deviating for a rune like that, though. Not if it's that far off the path. It goes right in front of me, I'd grab it. Now, I'm going to go to Falador, the West Bank, and then I'm going to grab all my gear. Might have actually been thinking about it. Might have been closer to do the tree chop and go to Barbarian Village. Half dozen one, half dozen the other, I suppose. Now, below Ice Mountain, let's see. Cooked meat. Do I have cooked meat? I may need to go beat up a cow. May need to beat up a cow, actually. I have the bread, I have the knife, I have the coins. I don't know if I have the meat. I didn't ever keep any of my meat from when I was beating up infinite cows. Did get. That's how that is part of how I got to such high crafting, though. That and a bunch of silver I made. Speaking of, we're definitely way past the 50 agility level. Now we just need to get to 50 thieving, and I'll be able to use the Thieves Guild, or Rogues Den, I guess you call it, for selling all those random pieces of gear. That'll be a nice 50,000 or so. May not seem much, but every little bit helps. Now, the one thing I'm trying to figure out is how worth it is it going to be to do, once I get the ice gloves, how worth it is it going to be to do the blast furnace if I don't have the super energy pots and energy pots? Because in Iron Man, there's no real easy way to get a ton of those, especially not early on, but I'd like to get that smithing up. So I know it's going to reduce my efficiency a lot, but if I do steel, I don't think it's going to reduce it to the point where I'm not making a profit out of it, because just average efficiency, I'd make about 1 million off of all of the plate bodies and then elking them once I can elk, or if I just sell them. So even if I cut that in half, 500,000, that still probably covers all the ores. It gives me a little bit of profit addition, I think. Now meat. Oh, life is good. For one reason or another, I have that. No, I'm not going to do combat, so I don't care. Could be a-okay. I'll grab like 5 trout just to be safe. I need 3 coins. Okay. 2, 3. And I need a knife. A knife. A knife. Alright, so just kind of reading up on the quest as we're going here, because I'm sure I don't really care about the quest itself, but the Imcondo hand is I'm curious about. Oh, duh, I need a pickaxe. What am I doing? What am I doing? Goodness, is there a second bank so I can just deviate? I'm not wielding that anymore. The DM combo hammer. Deposit, so while mining. Okay. Really, it's not a bad idea to just work on a little bit of mining. So maybe we'll do that after we finish up with Below Ice Mountain. We'll do a little bit of mining to wrap up the quest. I have no idea what the heck that is, but interesting stuff. Sounds like Ice Mountain's quite an ornate little thing with the shards and whatnot. Play by ear. First off, hi Willow. Oh there, what are you doing all the way out here? Just looking around. Oh, did you lose something? No, I found something. Door. Door? I see doors all the time. What makes this one so special? Buried me a ton of rocks. Could be entrance to some ancient ruins. Wow, ancient ruins. Are you an archaeologist or something? Archaeologist? Me? Of course I am. I'm the greatest archaeologist of our time. The name's Willow. Have you not heard of me? Afraid I haven't. Are you looking for a way into the ruins? You bet I am, but I don't think there's any other way in. Oh dear, do you have another plan to get in? Potentially, but I won't be able to do it on my own. Nor can I leave the area. I'm not here to guard the entrance. Some other archaeologist might come along and steal the glory from me. Maybe you could give me a hand. There could be untold riches inside the ruins. Sure, why not? Chance to uncover ancient ruins doesn't happen every day. Of course I'll help. I'm Prime Fuuya, by the way. How do you plan to get in? Interest is covered in rocks and rubble. I don't think mining them will work. I need something stronger. Who knows what could be inside the ruins? There could be traps or even monsters. No, I think we'll need to get my old crew. Excavation team together. But you'll need to convince them to help us. We didn't part on the best of terms. What happened? We had a falling out after a dig went wrong. Where can I find your old team, and how will they help? To get into the ruins, we need to blow up all the rocks blocking the entrance. That doesn't sound too safe. What if you damage the ruins? Surely it's better to go slower and preserve as much as we can. No, we need to get in there as soon as possible. Burnt off the dwarf will do it. He's a master with explosives. From what I can remember, he's a fan of his drink. His favorite pub being the Rising Sun Inn in Falador. I'll look there first. After we've blown all the rocks away, we'll need someone to move all the rubble. Someone strong. I could do it. I'm quite strong myself. I don't think so. We need a real strong man, someone with muscles. An old friend of mine, Chekhov, should be able to do all the heavy lifting. Oh, okay. Well, where can I find him? We had a rough falling out when we last spoke, but I heard you saying around Barbarian Village. Lastly, if my hunch is correct, this place will be covered in traps. We'll need my pal Marley to disarm them. He's the best thief I know, been doing it for years. I have no idea where he is these days, but his cousin Charlie and Varric may know. You should talk to him. He's near the Blue Moon Inn. We have a rather interesting group of friends, but if they can get us into the ruins, I'm all for it. Good luck. Once you recruit one of the team, I'll meet them at the entrance. It's on the west side of the mountain. And we'll go talk to the... Doesn't really matter which order I do it in, I hope. Yeah, it should be good. Oh man, I should actually follow the instructions. Dang it! That's what I get for deviating. Unlike an actual GPS, I should always follow the RuneLite GPS. It never has failed me. Well, once, but very rarely does it fail. Usually Fuuya fails instead of the GPS. Okay, so Barbarian Village. Oh, that one guy. I remember him now. I was wondering how he got added in. Yes, muscles on top of muscles. Hello there, I'm Prime Fuuya. I'm looking for a man named Chekhov. That would be me, miss. What can I do you for? I'll still to come find you. Willow has found a new dig set. Stop right there, miss. You can tell Willow she can do the heavy lifting herself. And why is that? Willow does not appreciate the amount of work that goes into building my physique. I would not help her lift a shrimp. I take great pride in these muscles. It hurts me to the core to hear such insults. But we need your help. She's found a new archaeological dig site and needs your help clear the entrance. Archaeological dig site? Why is Willow interested in starting a dig site? She says there could be some ancient ruins, even an untouched hoard of gold and treasure. Ah, that makes sense. Ah, you poor lass. What do you mean? Nothing. Look, I'll help you. But first, you need to prove your strength to me. That shouldn't be too hard. I'm pretty strong. That is true, but you're strong in both mind and body. Yes? To be a true strong woman, you do not just need big muscles. No, you must have self-control and an unrelenting desire to push yourself to become even stronger. Oh, I'm not sure about that. I asked you to train my old friend and trainer Atlas, one of the strongest barbarians I know. Find him in the hollow north of here. If you can survive his rigorous training program, I shall offer you my help. How do you know he'll train me? Tell him I sent you, and he'll train you. Alright then, I'll go speak with him. See you later. If you hold up the sky. References. What do you want, little woman? I just come to talk to you. Chekhov said he could train me. He said you're the strongest barbarian he knows. Oh, did he now? And what makes you think I'll train you? Come on then, out with it already. He said he wouldn't. I'm just pulling your leg. Any friend of Chekhov is a friend of mine. Please don't scare me like that. It's a force of habit. It comes with the barbarian lifestyle. But to apologize, I'll give you a free lesson. Oh, really? How much does it usually cost? Around 25,000 coins per session. That's a lot of money. No price is too much for a good workout. Are you ready to start your training session? Yes. Want to become a strong woman, you need to get into shape. What is this music? Seriously, what is this music? It's not all about strength. You need to get some cardio in too. I am hyped for this. Catch your thing. RuneScape theme in a special format. I love it. You need to be tough to be a strong one. Show me what you got. Come on. Every strong one was once a beginner who refused to give up. This is actually pretty hype. You need to push yourself. Always strive to be the best you can be. That is the strong one way. We're gonna do it. I think we are. And stand around and celebrate. Yeah, I did it. I'm very proud of you. You've shown grit, determination, and an iron will. You are a true strong woman at heart. That was exhausting. Never worked so hard in my life. And for that, I am proud. Now, show us what you've made of and flex those muscles. Oh yeah. My work is done. Return and check out and show them your newfound muscles. Oh, please tell me that's a permanent song I can do. Yes! Barbarian workout is amazing. It's a fantastic song. Holy crap. Also very loud, but fantastic. Alright, big guy. Oh, remember how to flex. Yeah. My goodness, those muscles are exquisite. I'll definitely help a lady who shows that much dedication to their physique. Fantastic. Lil said she'd meet you by the entrance on the west side of Ice Mountain. Thank you, my friend. I will meet you there. Right, to the actual ruins. Neat. Goodness, that was a freaking hype song. I'll just remember I can get one of those there. For me. Thank goodness. Going around to the east. I knew it. I played myself play a... little down on his luck, huh? Hey there, would you happen to be Marley? I could be, depending on who's asking. You're at the Varric City Guard. I had nothing to do with the robbery at the museum. I don't even know what I do with some wizard robes. No? What robbery? Wizard robes? Robbery. Sorry, miss. First I've heard of a robbery. Look, I'm not here with the City Guard. Willow sent me to find you. She needs your help. Willow? I'm afraid I don't recall a Willow. You sure? She said your old palace. Nope. I'm sure. Only Willow I know is a type of tree. But then again, my memory is a bit hazy due to how hungry I am. You're too hungry to remember your friend? Yep. You know, it's been a while since I had a nice hot meal. Would you like me to get you something to eat to help jog your memory? Oh, what a kind offer. I couldn't say no. Fine, I'll be back in a... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold your horses there, friend. I can't just eat anything. I have very specific dietary requirements. Something like that. I want nothing fancy. Just a steak sandwich from the Blue Moon Inn in Varric. Why don't you go and get one then? Slight problem there, friend. I've been barred, and the chef won't make me another one. Something about stealing from punters. I can't remember. Fine. If I go get you a sandwich, will you help, Willow? Of course. Oh, by the way, don't bother with the bartender. Just talk to the chef. Trust me. Sure. News is... just a quick runaway. Bad news is... it's still a runaway. See? Willow. Still my favorite tree in RuneScape. Especially that model right there. Just, I'd love it to death. Yeah, I know magic trees are cool looking, and you know, there's all sorts of other cool ones, but just it's the willows, yo. The willows. Especially the ones near Draenor. Nostalgia. Almost there. Stamina is almost gone. Which is going to run out first? Your guess is as good as mine. I think we'll make it there and then... Wait. No, I picked the wrong one. I'm an idiot. Ah! I could have went the faster way. Oh, you fool, Fuuya. Wah, wah, wah. Oh, feels bad, man. Feels bad. I was thinking the other ending outside, the one where all the outlaws go to. I was like, this is obviously the one, right? No, Blue Moon Inn. You know where that is. You've been there multiple times. Oh, well. Sure, I'll play a game, pinball. Pinball's fun. I'm gonna say it's a banger. Not a barbarian workout, but it's still a banger. Debated. Those who can't see because of my thing, we're at 7. 8. And last one, number 10. You may now leave the game area. Alright, what I get? 5 emeralds. Sounds like a nice win condition. That's good. I'll take the 5 emeralds. Don't want to eventually get rid of those in my bank, but I can do that on the way over. Fantastic. It's been a while since I did all the runs for agility. It would be kind of fun to do agility as my 99. It's never going to happen, but it'd be fun to try. It'll take way too long, and besides, I'm not going to be able to do any agility after 72 until I get to the sepulcher. And then it's not going to be AFK, it's going to be all actual grind. We'll have to see. To the cook. What do you want? I'm busy. What if we be able to make me a steak sandwich? We'll get many food orders in here. Last person to order one of them was barred for thieving. Oh, no, it's for me? Really? No, it's for Marley. I knew it. I'm not making another meal for that thieving. Get clear off. At least tell me why you hate him so much. I know what it's like not knowing where your next meal is going to come from, so I let him eat here for free. The minute I turn my back, he's caught red-handed trying to pickpocket one of our patrons. We gave him the boot then and there. Well, fair enough. It's just one sandwich. He's not even in Varick anymore. He's moved off to Edgeville. No chance, mate. It's the principal. I'll make food for such a low-class criminal. Please, I really need Riley's help, and he'll only offer it if I give him a steak sandwich. Well, I suppose if I give you the recipe, you can make it yourself. Great, can't imagine it's that hard to make. Watch your mouth. Making a steak sandwich is a delicate art. Surely, of course it is. What's the recipe? Start, you need to get some prime beef from a cow. The fields around Lumbridge are a great source. Cook it up. Medium rare is perfect. Don't cook it for too long or you'll burn it. Then, you take some bread. I recommend making it fresh, but to each their own. Slice it in half and slide the beautifully cooked beef between the two halves. And hey, presto, you got yourself a delicious, perfectly made steak sandwich. Wow, is that it? Some beef between a loaf of bread? It's hard to make than it sounds. Now get out of here before I whack you one for being so rude. Steak. But we're missing some very important seasonings, like any sort of condiment. Maybe a little bit of cheese. Yeah. For what effectively is a hamburger. It's a pretty bad hamburger. You know, I could go for like a, oh, look what he's doing. I could go for right now a mayonnaise, mustard, ketchup. Do some cheese on there. Maybe pepper jack cheese. They will spice up a little bit. I could go for that. But this is not that. This is disappointing. hurry up and drop off my emeralds. And keep going. Probably don't need a knife anymore, but well. I guess this point is equidistant. I'll just go this way. Here's not a good way to go. I thought about doing Gertrude's Trust quest, but I don't want to deal with a cat. Not right now, at least. Later on, I'll deal with my cat. We'll save that for next week. I'm actually full on stamina. What am I doing here? Run! The fishing area. Wonder if I'll ever again go back to you. Depends if I'm making another character. If not, probably not. Because there's just so many other better places to fish. Why can't there be? He's little down on his luck. Hey Marley, I managed to get your steak sandwich. Just in time for my afternoon snack. Pass it over. Not quite as good as usual, but it hit the spot. Are you finally done? Yes, miss, I am. I'll order my side of the deal and head off to find below. Finally, you can find her on the west side of the Ice Mountain. Excellent. I'll be on my way then. Oof. Marley is certainly an interesting character. Hopefully the next team member is more respectable. Sure it will be. Faldor Inn. There's no fast way to get there. We just have to hoof it. Almost fast to teleport back, but we can't. So. I'm kind of impressed we got so many things done in this session. Obviously, a lot of these are minor quests, but we're getting point by point by point and getting a lot of different stuff done, so it feels good. Yeah, I've heard the weapon you can get is like the best one you can get for free to play, or second best maybe after Rune Scimitar. So I'm excited about that. I'm not gonna be able to unlock it until I can do more combat stuff, but at the very least I'll be able to head down there and work on getting the hammer. If I can get the hammer, that would be absolutely great. Buy us a drink. Are you burnt off? I might be, I might not. Buy us a drink and find out. Fine, I'll get you a beer. Thanks a bunch. Hey, yeah, what can I get you? What else are you serving? Garden ale, yada yada. One nice garden ale, please. Thanks, Kaylee. Where's my beer? Here you go. That's good stuff. So, you burnt off? Yes, I am. What can this dwarf do for you? Will sent me. She needs your help with a job. Whirl? Oh, that's a name I'd drink to forget. What do you mean? Whirl always insists on changing my ways. I know explosives. Just got lost a couple of my fingers a few years ago. Ugh, doesn't mean I'll do it again. I know the exact amount of dynamite need to blow that rich fool's shaft. We'll have been shot for life. Tell your team of archaeologists. Archaeologists? Sure, if that's what you want to call us. Will's let me get you. She found a new dig site and needs your expert knowledge on explosives. Tell you what, if you can beat me a friend game of rock, paper, scissors, I'll join the team. We'll have the game upstairs away from everyone. Choices do not matter. Rules are as follows. We both pick a shine to show in the shape rock, paper, scissors. After scissors, we show our shines. This is a best of 3 game. Now, pick what you're going to show. Rock. Correct, choose paper. Looks like you win the first round. But I put out rock? Yeah, should I pick out scissors? I think. Okay, then gets for strong goals to me. Rock you. Scissors. I won. That's 2 rounds to me, so you have to help. Oh, right there, bud. I think I won that round. But rock beats scissors. Yeah, but that's correct. But you chose paper, so I win. Alright, let's just play the final round. Chose paper. Well, it looks like I win. Try not to help you out. You okay, Burnt Off? I clearly beat you. Check my hand again. Everyone, Spirit, you did. A deal's a deal. I'll help you out. I think I need one more drink before I hit the road. Bring me another beer, please. Good thing, Burnt Off. I'll be right there. Gina, here you go. Thanks, Gina. Well, that's everyone. I guess I should have the entrance on the west side of Ice Mountain. In the rising sun. Okay, so we managed to get all 3 dwarves. Now we get to go do that. Let me see if there's anything required for... with a hammer, so I should get a hammer. Okay. Well, I checked. I figured I might need a hammer. 1 hammer. 1, 1, 1, 1. Four pillars in the corner. Yep. Forget the fight. West side of Ice Mountain. So over here, huh? I don't know what the heck that quest is right here. But it doesn't matter. Oh. Oh no. Did I go the wrong way? Oh, I definitely did. Crap. That is a long deviation. Long way out of the way. We're going for the Encado hammer, and then later on we'll worry about the other stuff. Ice Fiend. Small Ice Demon. I forgot. Eek, a bear. Right click on it. I let myself down. My favorite description. Same thing, muscles. Yep. Then. Tootsie looking gal. That's everyone gathered. Interesting company for an archaeologist to keep. How many archaeologists do you actually know? Well, exactly. So who are you to judge? Anyway, we're all here and ready to excavate the entrance. Are you ready? Who knows what's inside the ruin? Let's do it. Ready as ever, be. Let's head in. Explosions! Oh, not yet. Alright, let's everyone gather. Thank you, Prime Fuuya, for all your help. Oh, it's no problem. Okay, everyone. We've wasted enough time. Let's crack this door open. Burn Off, you're up. Trying to blow up the entire mountain this time. Yes, Mom. Let's get this rock out of the way. I don't know why you didn't give him a dwarven accent, but maybe because he's drunk. Just got to place this here. A little bit of dynamite right here. And there we go. Now we light the fuse. What are you doing standing there? What do you mean? Everyone's ran for cover last. You best do the same. Wait, what? Clock sticking, Lash. Ah! An eck burnt off. That was a tad too explosive, I think. My ears are still ringing. But your moaning, it did the job, didn't it? He's right, the rock's been broken up. Check out, it's your turn. Of course, ma'am. I'll get to work. Visible blocks. But soon to be visible. Work is done, Will. My apologies if it took too long. Don't be sorry, Checo. Gotta go put those muscles to use somehow. Alright, Marley, in you go. Let us know if you find anything. Right, in I go. Wish me luck, Prime Fuuya. Try not to die? Right, let's see what hidden surprises you have in store for me. That would have been nasty. That it? Thought this place would be better protected. Now to disarm it. Maybe this will work. I got it. Alright guys, it's safe to come in, I think. You think? Big rebel. Wow, this place is amazing. Can't believe this is hidden away. I wonder how long it's been left untouched for. You're impressed? There's nothing but dust and fallen rocks. You don't find it exciting? As an archaeologist, I thought you'd be thrilled at this discovery. Thrilled? What is there to be excited about? I don't see any gold, diamond, rare gems, or piles of lost treasure. Not about the money though, right? We potentially discovered the long-lost ruins of an ancient civilization. Of course it's about the money. It's always been about the money, you fool. I don't understand. I'm not a team of archaeologists, you. We're grave robbers looking for the next score. This entire time you've just been using me to help break into these ruins in the hopes of finding someone else's treasures? Yep, and you were surprisingly easy to convince. I'll admit, you've been a tremendous help, Prime Fuuya. But your usefulness has come to an end. Afraid. I can't simply let you leave here. Why not? Can't risk you running out to the authorities and telling them about our little gang. We're wanting quite a few large cities around Gilnor. I'm afraid this is the end of the road for you, Prime Fuuya. This ruin is about to become your tomb. Whoops! What was that noise? It wasn't me. What's happening? Flat. Looks like the quaking's finally stopped. Ancient Guardians. Holy Zamrock! What is that thing? Checo, take it down. I'm a muscle man, not a fighter. Think we should get out of here, Willow? Alright, Miley. Burnt off. We're leaving. Can't believe he ran so quickly. I suppose I should take care of this thing. Ruins of Kendozo. Oh, he's about to hit me. Oh, wow, he hit me. Oh, God, he hit me. Oh, he's really hitting me. There? You stop hitting me. Or pretend I did damage to it. Victory! And low health, but victory. That monster showed up at the perfect time. I would have been toast if Willow and their gang had the chance to attack. Maybe. Speaking of which, maybe they left something behind I can salvage some kind of reward from. Like the bag. Looks like Willow left a bag behind. Maybe there's something in it I can take. Your ramen shoot. Pile coins. Those would do nicely. What's that noise? Please don't be another rock monster. There's like so many pillars I can do. What the? Bless my beard. Did it? Wow, I honestly didn't expect to see a dwarf in these ruins. I can't believe it. Yeah, exactly. It's been so long since I heard another person's voice. How did you find me? Yeah, so it was all a bit of an accident. What do you mean? There's a gang of, well, I thought they were archaeologists, but it turned out they're grave robbers. I helped them clear the entrance to these ruins, and we worked our way inside, only to find a monster. They ran off and left me to defeat it. That wasn't a monster. Well, it looked menacing enough. That was one of the guardians of this once great city. Yes, Candozal, home of the Imcando dwarves. These halls once bustled with life. But that was a long time ago. I'm the only one left now. The name's Romano. Or Marno, even. Oh, Romano, I'm Prime Fuuya, and you had me at a loss for words. I'd never have even imagined there'd be a whole city down here. Well, not much of a city anymore, I suppose. Guess I didn't help with that. Sorry about breaking into your home and killing your guardian. Ah, we have plenty more. No real harm done. That said, I do think I might have a way for you to make up for it. There'll likely be something in it for you as well. Our workshop is just north of here. Meet me there and we'll talk further. Sure. Why is that giving me a thought about? Oh, it's a cave. Oh, there's a hammer here all along, of course. Hello again. Ah, friend Fuuya, you made it. So tell me about this proposal of yours. Candles was a shadow of what once was. We Mkando dwarves were the finest artisans in the world, but now I am all that remains. Today you only find echoes of our once great city. But that which once was great can still be great again. We Mkando dwarves know that better than most. There's hope for the future of Candozo, but I need help. What do you need? We have a sacred forge. You'll find none other like it in all the world. Some of the greatest weapons of legend started life here. The forge can be the key to Candozo's future, but it's going out. If it does, the fuse will never be lit again. I can no longer gather the fuel it needs, but perhaps you can. Fuel? Baronite. You only find it in these ruins. If you can gather some for me, I can use it to keep the forge lit. In return, I'll let you take what you want from our great vault. I no longer have use for anything in the vault. Besides, material possessions mean nothing compared to the power of the sacred forge. So I find Baronite and bring it to you. Europe doesn't sound difficult. Where should I start? Anywhere you like. The ruins are filled with it, so anything you do here should yield some. If you need some more information, just let me know. I think we got it. Vault. This is a place leading to a place, to a place. Come on, Awaken Rebel. No. See if I can find a spot. Oh, I went the wrong way. I don't want to go to the Golem Workshop. No. Precious. The golems here aren't too bad a way to work on rune crafting, I heard. You can just bring them right over to the body. They have like cores that you can bring over there and turn into like 4 times the runes. Now granted, you're not going to find much of a use for body, runes. But it's a thing you can do. On that fishing spot. There we are. Why do I pretend? Hold on. Baronite deposit. I'm looking at the right ones. Okay, so that's where. I see. Okay, that's what it is. Bingo. Okay. Just like I expected, you can keep going. Okay, good. So, Baronite shards. Interesting. Here. You need 1250. Oop. Stopped. I see right there. Yeah, I see. Okay. And then the Baronite deposit itself can give things. We use them on the Baronite Crusher Anvil to get rewards. Okay. It can be shards, or it can be the Baronite head for the mace, the broken hammer, or a whole bunch of ancient artifacts, which I have no idea what they apparently do. Let's find out. Fire tournament. Oh, it can be turned in for kudos and coins. Oh, fancy. And kudos is always nice. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 you can get there. We'll do this for a little bit. Why not? I might end up just eating my trout. 99% sure there's not a... Nope. check. Curious. Here's the head. Found by smashing baronite deposits. Okay. The guard is only be found by drop from the golems, and then the handle. Oop, I'm getting there. Thank you, Runelight. And the handle can only be gotten by fishing. Apparently pretty valuable. 5,000 golds. Wow. In fact, each of them 5,000. Fancy. So you can get a little bit of cash out of it if you get bonuses. Nice. And the shards are coming along pretty quickly, so it won't take too long to grind for the hammer. It's finding the hammer itself. Problem is now, okay, how worth it is it to grind out the hammerhead later on? Probably worth it. I mean, just think of it, we got 20 levels to go until 60, and we can, at that point, we'll be able to do the Lost City without too much hassle, and then I could probably do Lost City right now if I wanted to. I can safe spot the Tree Spirit, which is pretty easy. And at that point, I can get the Dragon Longsword. That'll be my big weapon for a while. So, once I hit 60, that'll be my next goal, but it'll be a long time before I get there, and it's not that much a rush, so getting the Baronite Mace will be really nice. Nice that no one else is here on free to play. You know, I'm just gonna eat my trout. Flop that right there, actually. Okay. Yeah, so I got a feeling getting the shards is gonna be useful there. I'm curious. I'm gonna check. Runes and candles. What in the heck is up with this whole vault? 750 granite shards to get in there. Oh, but there's also apparently there's actually a permanent buff. Permanent 10% buff for X, Y, Z. Like defense buff against the golems, or mining buff, which costs 2,500, or a luck buff. What's a luck buff do? I'll find rare items like the heads and whatnot, so I'll probably be my first big purchase. Preparation buff is... oh, pearfish. Gotcha. Okay. Interesting. Just reading about the vault now, so make your way through. Always different lockboxes. Higher the tier will be. You have to get out within the 60 seconds. You lose everything if you don't make it out. Health is there here. Pass by yellow barriers. Colors will change on each attempt. Try and get to the back to get 1 or 2 higher tier lockboxes. Okay. First 30 seconds going in further into the maze, last 30 for leaving. Always going to be forward the same. Okay. And in terms of rewards, let me look. So the good lockboxes can get you law runes, nature runes, uncut ruby, mine talisman, which is pretty cool, right next door. Uncut diamond, rare, uncut sapphire, black robe, which is actually somewhat needed. That might be worth doing at least one run of it. Body talisman, uncut demo. Ooh, energy potion. Ooh, oh. We might have a way to farm up our energy potions now. 1 out of 16.67 rarity. Oh, and there's a gear drop table too with adamant and mythical gear. That could be useful, I guess. And black gear. But interesting. I can get some planks too. Indeed. Huh. That might be worth doing then. It's not a great way to farm up stuff, but rewards aren't too bad. Spider. Weensy, weensy little spider. Well, you know what? This seems like a good spot to step away for a brief sec. I'm going to be right back. Give me about 2 or 3 minutes. Alrighty. Still grinding away. So each of these has a chance. What was the chance again for the thing? 1 out of 300. So you have 1 out of 300 chance of getting the Imkata Broken Hammer, and 1 out of 200 chance of getting the head. So we could be here a while potentially. This is not necessarily going to be a simple grind, but seems like a good one to just kind of hang out and do for a little bit. We'll spend probably about 30-45 minutes before we end the session. And then maybe tonight I'll do some Winter Toe. Or Path of Exile, we'll see. Yeah, just grind more here. We'll see. No particular rush in anything. Get close to full, I'll probably dash over and dump. Bench, there's a crusher. Pretty sure it's one near him. Yeah, I bet it's like right there. Can't do it because it's too far away from me. Cool though if they actually added a new free-to-play quest for everyone to do, like, when the last time they added one in, probably a good 6-7 years at least. So that was a very nice touch for them to add this whole area in, and add something new for members too. I mean, get the hammer, but non-members can get the mace. So both get to win. It kind of makes it a little bit easier for making that weapon grind, because that gives you a good thing to shoot for and mine for. You're not already losing out per se compared to if you don't get a rune scimitar. And gives you a chance to do a little bit of skilling as well. So really, I'm liking the area. I don't know about the fishing thing, how good it'll be, but whatever. We'll cross that bridge when we come to that. Didn't get a thing there, but we'll see. By the end of this one, maybe I'll have the Baronite shards. There's one. Or Baronite deposit, I should say. And since there's no one else here, I can easily do this without having any issue. Okay, so where is the grinder thing? There's apparently a grinder near you. Can't do that. Oh wait, no, it's right here. Let me take a look, because I'm a dummy. Using on the Baronet Crusher anvil. Did I overlook the anvil? Oh, right there. Duh. I was looking for a big old machine or something. Alright, big money. I'm just going to get a bunch of shards, but imagine if I got the hammer out the bat. Oh, it's going to be some smithing too. I didn't even realize. Hey, free smithing experience. I love it. I'll transfer other stuff inside. Probably won't get any of that, but... Oh my gosh, I got it. Yeah, that's cool too. Oh, baby. So, that is fantastic. Completely unexpected and fantastic. Yeah, goal achieved. I mean, we're still going to be grinding for the mace helm anyway, or mace top, but dang. That's good. That's really good. 1 out of 300 chance. Makes up for some of the winter tilt luck I had, so that's fantastic. Okay. Once is good for holding and hitting things. For this one, which is good for hitting things. Now the reason I'm going for the hammer, as you might have detected by the description, when you pay a certain number of shards to make it good, what happens is that the hammer, well, you can hold it, which is very useful for smithing and for a number of other things. You can just always equip it and you're good. So for Temperos, for example, it makes it so you can have a permanent inventory space open if you're doing barehanded fishing, and then you have the hammer in your hand and you go. You don't have to have the hammer in your inventory ever, and of course you don't have to worry about losing it if you get by the wave. So There's one less thing to have to hold. And yeah, of course, having a wieldable hammer. The hammer itself isn't that great for weapon-wise, but it's a thing. You see it stat-wise. Yeah, no stats. No stats. Also good for Barbarian Assault, apparently, but that was less important. Yeah, the hammer is great. It can also be used in free-to-play worlds despite being a member object, so bonuses on top of bonuses if you ever grind it out and then went back to free-to-play. Extremely useful for smithing, that's for sure. I mean, just think about this. One less, when you're doing things that require 1 or 2 bars, that's one more you can churn out per trip, which just absolutely is fantastic. Yeah. That's great. That's just great. Oh, and construction too. Oh my gosh, I forgot about construction. That's an inventory spot for construction. That's huge. Especially like mahogany homes and whatnot. Oh, that's so good. Oops, in the same way as a hammer. Nice. Probably gonna save up and not burn it out yet though, unless I'm really feeling it. Probably just wait for the not hammerhead, but the luck buff, and maybe the mine buff too. But the luck buff helps get rare items, so that's obviously super useful. And then the buff for the mining is always good. Now, if I find the head, then at that point I don't have to get the mining buff. I can just skip that and go right to the fishing probably. Now, not necessarily a big deal to get the all the buffs, but might as well. Oh, someone else is here. What are you smithing here? That's a beautiful place. I don't argue that, but seems like an odd place to just go and smith stuff at. I'm fuzzled, but you do you, friend. I bet you're going to have the different sprite when you're doing hammering too. You'll have the golden hammer instead of the plain one. That'll be neat. See, look at that. No microtransaction needed. Just pure endorphins in the brain from getting all the goody changes. Being able to change your not animation, but your look of your stuff. Please do. Come over here. I like this area. Don't want to move. Oh, of course you are. Wasting both of our time, friend. Well, whatever. Best one to go to, but you could always go over there or something. Might just change worlds though. It's not worth fighting with him over. Sure, 40 works. So odd that someone just randomly comes in here. He's like, yeah, I'm going to start bothering you. Cool. why not? This is neat though. I like this area. Yeah, probably be able to, by the time I get the rest of my inventory and then break all the rocks, I'll probably have about enough to be able to do the hammer if I wanted to. But again, save up for the big boss if I can. Oop, what am I doing? Standing here watching. A little bit of smithing XP isn't all that bad. The goal long term is 60 for blast furnace, but I could do blast furnace earlier. It just means I have to keep paying the guy for a little bit, which I'll probably have to do at least once, but 48 is my actual next milestone because it's steel plate bodies. But if I do blast furnace, I'll easily be able to knock that out with just probably within like a 20 to 30 minutes worth of smithing the bars. You just get so much experience from it. But then the yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Obviously, I can't do the blast furnace yet, anyways, because I don't have the coal bag, but or the gloves. But just looking ahead, you know, making plans. At least I'll have the money to do it. That's always good. Gonna get it, or I have to change racks? I'm gonna have to change racks. Ah, got me. Go. Now, not saying back to back is gonna happen, but wouldn't it be cool? Well, actually, it'd probably be worse overall because then I have less space to deal with things. But wouldn't it be cool? Ooh, 30, that's good. Oh wait, I mean that's experience still. Six to 8 shards isn't a big deal. It's still solid. Even if that's all I get, it's still worth it for experience alone. Shards, nice. That's one of the rarer rolls. Last one. Again, the boosted buffs is always a thing, but luck's for 5% chance to find rare items. That's what our next one we're going to get. As you can see, it's probably 3 more, I don't know, 4 more rounds to get to 3,000. Again, just a nice little chill, grind. And if anyone's hanging out in chat, feel free to say hi. We're just chilling. I sneeze though, so I'm gonna get back. Got you. Got me. Goodness. Oh, it's fun to get a sneeze randomly. One thing real quick. Nothing good. Okay. I'm just making sure there's no messages for me. Yeah. wonder how many people come down here with like dragon pickaxes, you know, and there's like, I'm gonna mine seriously now. But right now I'm mining with everything that, you can do in free-to-play in terms of the gear, so getting that sort of experience. Part of the dragon pickaxes is like, but this is pretty good. Of course, again, the hammer is not free-to-play. You cannot get that in free-to-play. If you have it and you go to free-to-play, you can use it, but otherwise it's free-to-play only. Alright, hilarious. I got the rarest drop in the area, probably. First thing. Yeah. And my goal, I reiterate, is to get the both, of course, but to get the Baronite mace for farming up all my weapon stuffs moving forwards, because I'll be using that as my main weapon for probably next 20 attack rolls for sure, but just in general. Get there. We'll level up before the end of the session today. We're at 1600, and then we've been getting 16 or 32 a pop, so pretty solid. Hey, hangnails. Especially when they're just sticking right off, and that's actually part of the nail, so it's just like a little awkward spot. Now we officially have more than enough to do the hammer whenever we want. I'm going to, but I mean, maybe if I finished up the mining area, I would just do it just so I can bring it back to town. But we'll see. Probably would just go right to some fishing after this, even if I did. God, there's someone else now. As long as he stays away, that's all I care about. Please don't make me fight for a spot. That's why we're waiting and just grinding this out. Let's see. I could talk about my writing a little more. I'm hoping to get over 50,000 words today. We'll have to see, but got another 2,000 words written on the Project Sunshine Rainbows yesterday, which put me to 17,274. So pretty solid. And then again, Project Hero will hopefully go around 50,000 for today. I'm at 48,000 and change. I don't foresee any issues with that. Would have gotten 3,000 yesterday, but I had so much editing I did in the early parts, so that slowed the process down and whatnot. And I might have ended a little bit early just so I could have more time for farming up on my character, second character on Path of Exile, which finally cleared Katava right before I was able, or got together with my friends to do our session that we had planned. That was good. But, yeah, so... What did I say earlier about the dragon pickaxe, by the way? Someone's just going through and... apparently dropping gems. Such a waste! But, what was I gonna say? So... yeah, we're definitely making good progress on my writing stuff, so I'm hyped about where things are going with that. I'm hyped about, revisions I made for Project Sunshine Rainbows, especially because I wasn't super happy with where the prologue I had created, because it was like, I was doing a kind of a lore dump, which didn't really feel like how I wanted to start the book, but kind of felt necessary to get a few key points across. Then I was like, you know what, actually, do a preface instead, because the author of the series is the oral historian, so why not do a preface in each book for him, and he can do a little bit of a, not a huge lore dump on there, but general discussion, and the prologue for each book we could do like an actual like teaser for what the book's going to be about, or villains doing their thing, or this and that, and then of course go on with the book. So made some significant changes in there, and haven't made the prologue yet. That's going to be done, probably one of the last things I work on, because I'm working on still fleshing out the rest of the story, but feels like that was a really good change to make. It reads a lot better, it feels a lot better. I'm really happy with where that's going. So exciting stuff. In terms of Project Hero, we are approaching the climax, actually. So, obviously going to be cresting 50,000. My goal was 50,000, so that's huge. We're going to be probably looking more at 60,000-ish to 70,000 for the total. Probably 64,000. I'm going to take a wild guess and say that, but we'll have to see. Still got to write the epilogue afterwards, which will add on another 2,000 or 3,000 easy. But I'm really excited about how that's turning out. Once we hit the climax, things will be going zoom, zoom, zoom. Gotten to the point where it's really been easy for me to kind of write it and, plan things, so. After that, there's my level. What'd I say? But no, after that, I haven't decided if I'm going to move on to book 2 right away, or if I'm going to focus more on Sunshine and Rainbows. Obviously, editing is going to be a big process as well. I've been doing a little bit here and there, but I got, obviously, probably did like a fifth of it, the beginning part, so I'll be doing a lot more editing after I get it done. And again, that's going to be another 3 or 4 weeks work before I even finish it at this rate. If I'm doing 3,000 a week, What? I'm really excited about where things are going. One more. Alrighty. Yeah, book 2 is mostly planned out. Both series have a good kind of plan for both how it's going to proceed. Like, I can do a lot more in terms of actually planning the book 2, but we got a pretty good base to work off of. Right. Again, plus RNG mace. If not, that's fine. I ain't that worried. Where's my thought? I'm calling it. I'm going to get another hammer before I get the mace head. It's going to be hilarious. Well, if I did get another hammer, would I actually want to do anything with it? That I don't know. Yeah, Dragon Pick makes it a lot quicker, doesn't it? Oh! Praise RNG. Where they giveth and they taketh. Okay, problem now. Do I keep going? Do I? No, I think I should work on the fishing now. Jeez. Fantastic. I don't think I can barehand the fishing though, can I? I don't know. Can I do anything? Oh, I do have that. Of course I put it there. Good. Okay. Actually, don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Let's prepare fish. And offer. Okay, so you're supposed to prepare it. And then, okay, I see what you're supposed to do. Good. Raw cavefish. Not the cavefish you can use for tons of Tons of healing, unfortunately. Or maybe that's only a RuneScape 3 thing, I forgot. Fishing wise, this isn't ideal, but it is a thing. Oop. Answer my question. I was wondering if it was going to go away, and it did. Yeah. Yes, we'll have to see if it's even worth doing the luck. I'd like to think it is. Tell you what, let me... Golem. Log Golem is... Okay, so the tougher the golem you fight, the more likely it is to drop. Yeah. I'm just thinking here, so... Log Golem is weak. What about the... I'm just trying to think how much healing I'm going to need. This is going to be where the PETA comes in, farming up that. Mind Golem versus Body Golem. The Mind Golem still drops rune essences. Body Golem... Oh, you can save spot. Oh, that would save on a lot of healing. Oh, yeah. Oh, I get it. That's good. Okay. Let's go ahead and prepare some fish. Ooh. I'll come back here, maybe. Thinking. We'll see. Not sure how I want to work that, though. It's just... For me, it's like I'm here. Well, I'm not going to be doing anything here, but... You know, I'm already halfway into the grind, but... No, I think I'll be smart. I'll do the... Keep the HP where it is for Winter Tolt, because it just shreds you otherwise, so... Got this. Don't know which fish does what, doesn't matter. Fishing. These ones have that. Tetras are the good ones to catch. Gotcha. Oh, prayer. Oh yeah, I remember reading about that. It's prayer experience. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. One here, which is worth more. Excellent. Well, that's fantastic. Alright, back to that. I'm just checking a few things here. Yeah, Baronet handles rare. You can also get shards from fishing. Okay, I see. Oh, I could get a big net. Oh, actually. Hold on. Well, never mind then. Let's... No. Where can I get a big net? Catherby. It might be worth making the journey, actually. I actually think it would really be worth making the journey. Well, this is going to change how I'm doing anything, because I'm not going to do the luck, if that's the case. Oh, hey, I'll take your stuff. Thank you. Yeah, I'll help you unlock your chest. Which one you got here? We need a ring, which goes up. We need bar, which goes up. We need bar, which goes up. Done. Eh, not best, but it's money's. So, you know what? Since I'm leaving with my hammer, oh, again. That's what I like to do, examine. I'll hand it over and I'll take a look. Oh. Found this broken hammer at the Baronite deposit. Ah, the Imkando hammer. A very useful tool for smithing and construction. I could repair for 1250 if you like. There. Oh, yeah. All done. Yes, we are. Oh, yes, we are. Okay, so I'm going to be able to actually... This is good. I'd love to go back here and just do the fighting aspect, but I know I'm going to be going through a lot of HP. It's going to be a really good way to train my magic, though. This is fantastic. I was like, you know, I found a way to train my magic, and here you go. I don't think I can get... Because Port Sarum's a fishing shop, too. I could go down there. That might actually be faster than Catherby. Maybe. Go through here, then go underneath there, and then there. If you think about it like that, yeah, I think Sarum's faster. Barely. That is so good. I already got the head. I already got the hammer. Hashtag winning. My goodness. Got a few extra goodies there too, so it's not bad. But that's prayer experience. Ah, that actually might be worth just doing just for the prayer experience and getting a little bit of fishing. I'll have to think about it. I mean, the rates I was getting, if I get the big net, that probably is worth. I mean, again, any prayer experience is worth, but very much so. A hammer. Got that. Go here. This is my new head. Oh, I should go there. It's that. Baronite. We'll put that shard in here. Oh, actually, I do want the knife. Oops. Oh, I can grab another one there. Did I think to grab a big? Of course. Why do I still have a hammer? I dropped you. Oh no, not the mysterious old man. Talk to him, Brave Gold. He's going to give you stuff. Or he's going to bring you to a mine show. Or he's going to make you run a maze, which is actually pretty lucrative. Oop, let's not attack the guards. They're nice. So thinking. Nothing I really need to hold. Yep, he's farming cows. The reason he's farming cows is probably because he hasn't really raised his magic at all. He's probably been a melee or range build, so now he's working on, you know, bringing things up, if I had to guess. Okay, fishing shop. Could be worth going down to the altar. Might as well. Not that far away, even though I am going to be eventually going back over to Sears. But having the extra health possibility isn't all that bad. Also, these wizards hit hard for their level. I was fighting them earlier when training my range, and it was just like, ow. Like, seriously, ow. So if I had to guess, it's not going to be 250 of them, but I'm probably going to take like a good 30 or 40 at least, so. Around 40, like probably 70 or 80 of the golems, though. Figuring it's going to be at least 2 or 3 health levels and a bunch of magic levels. That's all good. Man, that's going to be nice. It's going to unlock my attack grind some more. Melee grind, I should say. It's going to get some magic experience. Just fantastic. Alright, but bring some food there anyway, but... Recharge prayer. I probably should have brought that gold necklace. I'm walking right by the place where you sell it for lots of money. Play Fuuya. I mean, it's going to be the same whether I go here or the Thieves Guild. Also, I should work on my... I should consider doing the thieving training as well, AFK. Maybe I'll... I don't know. There's not that much of a rush to do it that I'm debating. Nah, I think thieving training. Agility is more important first. Stop. I'm going to get... You don't have the net. Okay, no one panic. No one panic. Panicking! Fishing Guild, Isle Souls, Port Picard, so where it spawns. You really can't get it from that, so odd. Oh, idea. Okay, I know what I'm doing then. Praise be to Corund. Praise be to Corund. This is my favorite place. It has freaking everything. It has zombie things. It has killing stuff. It has Winter Tote. Well, no one likes Winter Tote, but it has everything else. Including a fishing shop. Just unfortunately at the far end of the island. I wonder if I can actually get to that. Probably I can't get the fishing net over here. It's like right here. Since I'm so far, I had to go all the way up here anyway, so I might as well just deviate and check it. Yeah, it's a ways out of the way, but still nothing like going all the way to freaking Catherby. That feels bad though. Yeah, no. Why they put it right there is funny. I don't know. Like, if you really want one and you don't want to go over to the bank to buy one cheaper, you could use a telegraph on it. Pretty cool outfits. They all look like pirates and whatnot. Good tourism. Importantly, give me all your stuff, mate. Done. Ah, okay. Got time for a second, click on? No, I'm confused. Oh, fisherman, okay. Since I'm walking right here, might as well stop and do that. Ah, okay. Lots of those. We don't need any more money where we're going. Yeah, so you can get your tetra or the catfish, which is both a lot of prayer, I think. Well, tetras we saw were 10 each, right? So catfish. Oh, you can also ruin it apparently, but I wasn't ruining anything else. 46 cooking, so I could start ruining them. And then 16 prayer experience. Heck yeah. Oh, I found a good spot now. Almost would have been worth it to go back and help her tell me, but I think it would be longer overall than just making my way back over, so it'll be it. Of course, Aaron, please. Not a good walk regardless, but okay, how many times do I have to click on gameplay? Thank you. What are those? So with big fishing net in hand, I should be able to get a whole bunch of good fish. Now, in terms of how many... I don't know. I'm just mentally thinking about, you know, order of operations here. So probably, if I don't get by the end of the session, which, you know, is very possible. I mean, I get the handle. I'll probably end up going and making like an off-screen grind, possibly. I haven't entirely decided, though, because it could still be worth it to do agility in front of that. We'll think. It's a long ways out of the way, though, so I'd like to not be able to have to go back and forth there too much. But probably is worth staying there. But if I play tonight, Winter Tote, again, another 12, 14 hours worth of grinding in front of me, probably, for what I'm looking for. So with the fire making I have, I can probably do just about anything I want, but in terms of actually being able to, well, who cares about red blood? But oh yes, Thistle Lanterns. And 85 for creating an Infernal Axe, which is also not particularly useful. Unless you want to get fire making experience. Whatever these things are... Oh, I think that's different bonuses they added in. Like, I think in, yeah, and I read about one of them, the dehumidification is in the swamp over in Mauritania. You can use that in the... I don't think that stops the gas from getting you, but it stops food from getting rotted or something. Or maybe that's what, I don't know. Seems useful. Fun. Barbarian fire making. Yippee Kaya Yay. Oh, you can 99 to get redwood logs. Okay. Who's gonna do that? Okay. Not gonna have quite enough agility to get there, but it'll be close enough by the time we hurry. 13 kilograms. Oh wow. I didn't realize big fishing net was 8. Oh, wow. I mean, it is a big net, but dang. Never really thought of nets as being heavy, but I guess, you know, it's IRL they are, so why wouldn't it be in RuneScape? So 2 more prayer levels and I'll be able to go to, I think it's 2, maybe, I think it's 31 to get into the monastery, maybe 32. But obviously, it'd be nice to be able to go to the monastery if I need any more prayer. And it gives you over prayer as well a little bit. You have an extra point or 2. Okay. Yeah, well, just enough to make it there. Perfect. Grab the knife before we get too involved. Will I have enough? It'll be close. 10, 9. Oh no, we're gonna run out. Oh, we were so close. Almost had it perfect. Oh well. Alright, so that was a lot of trip, but hopefully should be very worth it. Oh, there's a catfish. Again, you can get shards, you can get, I guess right there, you can get catfish, you can get tetra, or you can get handle. Those are the only things you're getting here, so. Catfish is like 16 prayer experience pop. Might have a chance of burning it though, so we'll have to see about that. But free experience, which is always good. You need 70 cooking is a big milestone because you need that for the recipe of disaster, the monkey portion. Cook the giant snake or whatever, which is a pain in the rear. So you want to get that. Obviously, the higher cooking the better, so you have less of a chance to burn it. But it's pretty rough, so probably figure you're gonna burn it like 2 or 3 times. Last thing you want to do is have to go collect everything again, though. So. You're getting a decent chunk of catfish. Nice. I think they're the rarer of the 2, I thought. Perfect. Okay, so let's place a bet here. I'm guessing a half hour and I'll get this handle. Put your guesses down in chat. Or if you're on the VOD, put your guesses down in the chat section there too. I'm guessing 30. I don't know if it's any less rare than using the small net, but it's still pretty rare. Fishing isn't really something I feel like I need to raise too much at this point, so I'm not going to be jumping off Tempros anytime relatively soon, unless I feel like I want to do a little bit on stream for fun. I might. I very well might. But, it's still good to raise it up. Eventually, I might need 70 for something or other, or obviously higher fishing you have, the better food you can get, so it's always useful. But no big rush on that kind of side of things. Too bad I can't do barbarian barehand fishing. That would be good for strength here, but that's alright. I'll do some of that at Tempros and get my strength to 40, 45 or whatever. Again, not a priority right now. That's be for later. In fact, it'd almost be better for me to do the smithing boost, but getting that prayer up for free is fantastic because again, getting a lot of that bone, all those bones, and getting to 43 is not easy for an Iron Man. Probably my best bet would be to fight dragons once I can, and then go fight a whole bunch of them and try and get the bones, and then do or find someone that's doing a house party and then offer them up. But that would be a big grind, and my stats are not good enough. Why am I not farming? I just clicked small net. I don't know if that's going to cause me to start getting the weak ones. Don't look good. It's not. But, yeah, I just don't know. It's hard to say if this will get me to 35 or 36. I think 37 is our first milestone with protection from magic, if I'm not mistaken, which is still a big one. Where are they at? Why am I not seeing you? 60s. Oh, I'm looking at magic. Duh. 37, yep, 40 for missiles, and 43 protection from magic. Or protection from melee, pardon me. The melee is a big one because most things you fight early on are melee. There's a few magic using ones, and you can say spot that, but and then just turn that on so they can't hit you. Like the jungle demon, if you do it really well, you can say spot it with just doing magic. Otherwise, if you get too close, you start pounding on you, and then you get wailed on. But I do not know. We're going to be sitting pretty good if we can get protection from melee. And so that's the point where you actually are solidly in mid-game. Because at that point, you can fight a lot of things and be safe. Or relatively safe. Protection from those. Definitely not near as quick on getting the shards, though, to point that out. I think fighting the golems, yeah, you get 8 to 16 shards if you fight the mine golems, whatever. Well, it's a thing, but probably the body golem is better. You get for body golems, out of curiosity. Check out a sec. Trying to prepare some fish. Yeah, and those tougher ones give 10 to 20 per, so that's good. Oop. That's what I guessed. Really cooking, but loosely cooking. Loosely. Good, those are good. Now let's see how many catfish I something. Hopefully none, but no, there's a chance of burning. Even though you're not cooking them, but there you go. You ruined the catfish. There we go. Oh, no. There you go. So you're not actually cooking, you're doing stuff like that. But okay, cool. Oof. That's still a pretty solid amount, though. Even if I do the last one, it's still solid. Okay. Not bad at all. Okay, offer all those fish. Look at the prayer experience. We're rolling. I mean, not as good as probably doing just like straight bones over in the wilderness like I did at one time, but very solid. And a lot less sweaty too. I'm getting 16 catfish. It isn't too bad. I mean, killing a hill giant takes about the same time. So. Definitely not very good for shards, though. Mining is the way to go for that, but I ain't gonna worry. My goal wasn't really to do anything here besides just get the mace and get out, but eventually I will probably want to farm up some of those energy potions if I can, so I guess it is what it is. Problem is, this is pretty slow for fishing as well, so it's not really that great of experience for any of that, but you gotta do it for the handle, so you do it for the handle. Odd looking frog. Cute, but odd looking. Why is that blue? Why is it blue? I'll probably let this be. Maybe I'll do another load after this. It's slow, but that's right. I'd say let's try and guess how long it's going to take. We might let it go the full half hour. Thinking about next week, so some of that's going to depend on what exactly I am accomplishing off stream. I know I'm not going to get Winter Tolt to the point where I want to stop with it, so I'm not going to want to raise my combat up much higher. Gertrude's cat is a definite quest I could do. Probably do the Karamja one for the rum, just to get that out of the way. And do Nature Spirit. And doing a recipe for disaster, so we have to wait for that. Needs a Morton. I can't do that because I can't. Probably can't do that. Thinking about it. I could, but that seems odd to do before I get the I'll think about it, but I don't think I want to do that one. So eventually I will have to, so it might be something we just have to set aside time to do. Oh yeah, Tybro Wana Trio is great. Well, Jungle Potion's easy, but yeah, that might be the best you know, a couple of them to do. Oop. I do Jungle Potion, which doesn't have any combat, I'm pretty sure, but let's double check. I think it's just free Herblore. Yep, free Herblore experience. Yeah, that'll be fantastic, because then wipe that out, then you go down and do Taibuowana. You need a lot of different things, but you don't need anything that's actually... Actually, you need Iron Spear, but I think I can make the spear. I can. Agility Potion is going to be annoying. That I do not know how I'm going to get. Yeah, that's going to be tough. I'm going to have to do some thinking on that. Unless I can make Agility Potion, but I don't think I can. Kill 2 cats involves a lot of combat, doesn't it? Oh, wait, no, never mind. That requires... I was thinking a different quest. Ichirin I couldn't do because my cat won't be big by that point. But, yeah, I can't beat it anyway because you basically need prayer for that. Lost Tribe is non-combat, so I can do that. Maybe we'll do Lost Tribe as well. Yeah. Oh, there's too strong. It's combat anyway. No, I'm feeling pretty good actually about what we're coming up with though. This is some good stuff. Slug I can't do. That also requires another... Actually, Swamp Paste, I could do that. Be a little bit out of the way, but I could do it. Might not be bad, actually. Okay, we got some good ideas here. Battle is impossible at this point. I don't have the combat for it. They spout, but still don't have the combat for it. Slug Menace, I think, is actually wanted. Yeah, so I couldn't do that. Wanted is a combat one, too. Oop. Combat in Tower Life? Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, so I could do that. Actually, I've never done Tower Life, so that would be interesting to do. We can combo that into Sea Slug, that's good. Its combat. Watchtower Quest, I think, is combat. Ain't gonna happen. That's combat. Witch's House, is that? No. Yes, fights, no. Okay. I could do the bar crawl for fun. Yeah, the smashing empty vials would be a big reward for that, actually, for later on. Yeah, I don't know. Swan Song I can't do. That requires way too high of stats. And Garden Tranquility, which is nuts. I could do Garden if I got the Frankenstein thing, which I don't think I can do, but... Oh, 25 farming. I'm a little off. Never mind. Feel good about where I'm at stuff-wise, so I could probably do some of those. I could even do the, I could do the, shield... Not shield. Yeah, Shield of Arrow if I could do too. We got a lot of different options. I'll think about some more. That's so good to see. Getting closer to a level. If I spent like 8 hours down here, I could probably get my prayer up to at least 37. But we'll see. I think I will do another round, and then once I finish up this inventory, I think I'll probably call it for today. We've been going for almost 4 hours. Feels like a good time. I'll do some off-stream farming. Probably find it almost right away off stream, but we'll see. Or maybe I won't do too much off stream farming. I'll have to think. I might do a little bit and then probably I'll call it for till the evening if I do any RuneScape in the evening. I'm not sure. But it'll be off streaming regardless of what I'm doing. I might start out the next session with just coming over here and taking an hour or so to farm up. We'll see. Easy grind, simple grind. Nothing wrong being a little chill every now and then. Oh! Boom! I'll finish the inventory anyway, but that is a win. Huh. So. Now I have to start thinking a little bit, so I'm not going to be doing any more prayer grind here. That moved again. So, what am I going to do? The shards. I mean, I guess if I figure out I can fight or safely safe spot the mime golems or body golems, and if I can safely stay here, and I can safely farm up, and I figure it's going to be like at least 40 plus easy, then I would definitely have enough shards by the end of that. Because even if 10 each, well, 10 each would be 400, so maybe not, but. 10 to 20, so figure even average of 500. It'd be close. I could always just mine up the rest quick. I think you need 1250 for the hammer too, right? Or the mace too, right? Oh, 1500. Yeah. Well, maybe I'll do a little more farming with the thing. We'll see. Obviously, this is not good for shards, but. Can you do chaos golems in a safe spot? It is. But they are probably pretty dang tanky. Exit 10, 94 HP. Yeah. Okay, though, chaos scores aren't that bad. Too bad they're not going to be able to do it for a while, but that'd be a good way to get some chaos talisman and the chaos scores. Yeah. I think it's kind of complicated to do the body golem. It's kind of annoying. Because they're showing me like I have to bring them over there. I see, and then you move over there. Well, we'll play it by ear. At least I know I found the handle already, so that's great. Farming good. Chaos is actually easier to farm, looks like, but they probably would take a good chunk out of me if I guffed up. How did this give straight rune essence? Can't use those for anything other than elementals and body runes. But so be it. I could always do some fire runs if need be. Just to burn up anything in my inventory. I'll figure out how to do that setup, so it'll be easy enough to do, I think. Complicated at the start, but doable. I could bring my rune pickaxe with me for if I did that, but feels like it'd still be better to just run back over to Edgeville and drop off my stuff and come back and mine up the rest of the Fairnight shards. Oh, exciting. Yeah, because the Fairnight mace. Idle. I was written right in front of it. Whatever. Yeah, it's a good alternative to the rune scimitar. Second best free-to-play weapon in most other situations, including the rune sword, both strength and attack bonus. And it's good when fighting golems. So, which, ooh, many different ones. There's some rock golems in places, stone guardians, white golems, runite golems, but not too common. But they are a thing. Thinking. Interesting, the mace itself, if you were to high alch it, it's worth a lot less than the some of its parts. Each part's worth like 5,000, but the mace itself is worth only like 6,000 and change to high alch. Kind of odd if you ask me, but hey. It's not gonna get me up to 30 prayer, but it will get me up somewhere. Crap. We're into Tetra? Yeah, I see. 608 shards. We'll see how that goes. Ooh, not good. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. No. Oh my beautiful prayer experience. Ah well. Still getting a good chunk out of it. Too bad the golems themselves don't offer any prayer experience for them, but I guess it makes sense, you know. Don't want to give prayer experience just for everything in here. And they wouldn't really have bones, so. Good enough that they give runecrafting experience if you take those cores over. What was that noise? Ask them questions. Alright, I think we'll teleport back to Lumbee. Off our handle and call it a win. Actually, you know what I'm going to do with this. This is perfect. So, we're going to drop that. Actually, we can drop both of those. I will drop you here for lack of a better spot. You can go along with the mace. I'm going to grab, as per tradition. Again, our tools to fight those golems are going to be, you know, pretty much firebolt. So, or fire strike. I mean, sorry. I could do wind bolt, I guess. I don't have the runes for it, so I really don't feel like going and buying a whole bunch of chaos runes. They're not gonna be able to craft them, so. Oop, nope. Take my thing, that's fine. Alrighty, and there we go, friends. That is another session. We got a lot of quests done. We did a lot of other stuff, so... Well, I didn't think I was going to get 2/3 of the grind for the Baronite Mace done, but there we go. Since I won't be able to get the Rune Scimitar, that's going to be a really good weapon for us to get. And then, of course, the Encanto Hammer is fantastic to get. Yes! So, thank you so very much, as always. I hope you had a good time today. And sorry I was a little bit off in terms of my body, but hopefully that goes away. If not, we'll see. But for now, thank you so very much, as always. You all take care, and I look forward to seeing you once again on the next adventure.